Guys, what the fuck are you doing? Chat was invisible? Well, that's okay. Okay, you know what? That is on me for not putting the YouTube chat over there. Okay. But chat should be visible now in that corner up there. I totally forgot. It's been so long since my last YouTube stream. I'm literally like, I don't even remember what I do. And I'm like, even now, I'm just like, am I even streaming right? Is everything okay? Is the audio and everything just fine? Like, I can't even tell. I mean, I think everything's working the way it should be, which is good. Everyone who's still fucking around with the redeems on Twitch, don't you do it. Don't make me go over there and turn off everything. Trusting you guys. Imagine not using multi-stream. I don't want to figure out how restream works, okay? I mean, technically, it is possible to multi-stream now because Twitch allows it, question mark? But whatever. I'll keep things exclusive to YouTube. This is where the cool YouTube peeps are. And then Twitch is where all the stinky Twitch I love all of you guys, for real. But hello everyone, welcome. It has been literally 6 months since my last YouTube stream, live stream. And it's probably been a few months since my last actual YouTube video, and I apologize for that. I'm working on it. What are you guys saying? You saying not to go to redeems but just makes me want to redeem more? Don't you do it. I will literally go over there and disable all of them right now if you do that. I swear to God. Yeah, Twitch are stinky. Hi Shiki, welcome. Good to see you. Well, what are we gonna be doing today? We are going to be playing whatchamacallit. Okay, that's a lie. We're not playing the game. Because technically, I have been playing this game. Okay, hold on. I gotta backtrack really quick in case there's some people here who just have not known what I was up to for the past, like, billion months. Okay, so RL shit happened, okay? RL shit is still happening, especially in work, but I moved, so that has helped in alleviating some of the stress. So now that I'm all settled in, we're all good. We are playing Reading Simulator. Yeah, we're in a library. Of course we are. And during this time that I was gone, I got into a silly game called Limbus Company. And then after Limbus Company, I got into a Library of Ruina, and then I got into Lobotomy Corporation. So I basically just got sucked into the Project Moon world, and I am stuck here now because I'm still on my way to slowly but surely beating these games. It's just taking a bit longer than I thought, but life be. But yeah, so in case y'all didn't know, this is Library of Ruina, a Project Moon game. It's the second in the series, and there's books to read. There's also, fighting and stuff, but we're not doing that. If you guys want to see me actually play the game, go check out my VOD channel. I literally have all the VODs up for all the Project Moon stuff. That's the only VODs that that I've actually been on top of. I still have like 60 plus VODs I haven't published yet because I'm too lazy to make the thumbnail, so life be like that. I don't remember what you used to play. Lol, literally anything else. And I need to get back into Tales of Symphonia, but that oh god, when I get back into Tales of Symphonia, I'm gonna forget how to even do combat. What's Project Moon? Is it a type of cookie? Yes, it's very edible. It's the shape of a moon and it's delicious. Time to be cozy with the reading? So true. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to start stream. It's been a while since the last YouTube stream. I kind of forgot what I needed to do. And everything's still kind of scuff. And I was eating 2 turkey legs. Fun fact about that, I try to give my cats turkey, right? Because I'm just like, well, I have like this piece of like cooked meat. I'll treat my cats, why not? Grim, unsurprisingly, fucking loves the treats. He fucking loves anything I give him that's edible. He'll even eat fucking leaves if he thinks it's edible. I don't know. Sandals, though. He sniffed a piece of turkey, seemed interested, and then decided, no, it's too big for his mouth, so he doesn't want to eat it. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? It's fucking meat. Eat it. Anyway, he did not eat it. Well, he ate like 2 pieces, and then that was it. And then but he was like always so interested whenever Grim was eating it. He was like, oh, what's that? What's that? And I'm like, it's literally the same thing you just denied. I'm not giving him anything special. You just don't want to eat it. I will never understand with cats. Also, who's spamming the fucking... What emote is that? The fucking flushed emote. Whichever one of you is doing that, it's so funny. Sandals is such a toddler. He's so picky. He likes dry food. He does not like literally anything else that's remotely meat. And I'm like, dude, you're a carnivore. What's wrong with you? He wasn't like this as a kitten, but I don't know. Maybe he got traumatized or something. I don't know from what, but it's not from me. Anyway, so what we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna be reading books in the library. And I'm gonna read up to Star of the City. So this may contain a bit of spoilers, potentially, as in like what people you're gonna encounter, what people you want up beating up, a bit more of the lore of the characters, stories, question mark. I don't really know. I haven't really read much of these books, but I know there's these special little blurbs in here, and I like reading to find more lore because I like lore. So we're doing that. Yeah. Sandals really is the chicken tenders only kid. For real. You need a chin scratch with... Wait, what? A chin scratch redeem? For my chin? Okay, but the only issue with that would be, like, if you guys ever make me Giga Chad mode, then, like... Then, I don't know. I don't know if it would, like, set in the right spot, you know? I'll keep that in mind, though. I'll keep that in mind. Also, is the stream buffering? How we're doing? Nah, we're good. We're good enough, I think. It could be better, but life be like that. That's exactly what we need for Giga Chad mode. I can't make it specifically for Giga Chad mode, at least not that I'm aware of, but I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, let's get to reading. And also, for VOD watchers, I will be updating with the timestamps in the description after we do stream. And for the reading, I'll most likely be reading each section, and then we can discuss the section, you know, after I'm done reading. So like for the rats, I read Lenny, Ming-Chi, and Pete, and then we'll talk about it. So I see a lot of buffering over here, and I'm not sure if that's like YouTube or me, because it says my thing is fine, so I don't know. Also, thanks for giving me Giga Chat. What's up? It works with normal chin with Giga Chat mode. It scratches the inside. Scratches the inside. That sounds sus. Nice chin. Thank you, Leifon. Also, welcome. Hope you're pogging. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and we are gonna start reading. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. It's been a while since I just sat and read. And what did you redeem over there? I cannot see. This is not Twitch, you guys. What are you doing? Alright, what the fuck did you guys redeem over here? What the hell? Because I'm not doing any redeems over there. Stop it. Oh, a hydrate? Alright, fine. I'll entertain the hydrate one, because you know what? I have soda. Multiple Giga Chad chins? That's literally impossible. Happy early Halloween. Oh, happy early Halloween. I totally forgot. It is almost Halloween. That's literally coming up in like what? Less than 2 hours? Oh, shit. Happy early Halloween, everyone. I apologize that I don't know if I'll be doing anything for Halloween. Wait, I thought Halloween was on a third. What the fuck? Oh my god, I have lost my sense of time. I literally thought that was later. Oh, okay. Yeah, no stream on Halloween day because I work. I'm sorry. It's already 1 a.m. here. Happy Halloween to you then. Get all the spooks, steal all the candy, for real. All right, we're gonna get into reading now. So we're gonna start with Canard Rats. Lenny's page. Wanna hear a secret? This is kind of embarrassing, but I used to have a dream once, like Pete does now. Yeah, I know. I'm still younger than him with a long future ahead of me. But what could I do? Life's too rough for that. Others say that rats are a pathetic bunch who are too incompetent to join even the smallest syndicate, let alone a wing. Filthy losers who feed on junk and leftovers, not making any effort to change. Back when I was a young kid, I didn't like that. I thought I was better than those rats, so I decided to get into an examinee town. Little did I know that it'd be the one choice I'd regret the most. I begged and nagged at my parents, wanting to achieve that stupid dream. How'd it go, you ask? Seems you're just as stupid, aren't you? I wouldn't be hanging out with these folks if I made it, now would I? What I'm saying is, dreaming won't do jack shit for you. They didn't end up here because they gave up trying. Hell, they wouldn't have set foot in this gutter in the first place if they had what it takes to achieve their dreams. You get it now? Pete's a huge idiot. Ming Chi's page. Did you know? There's grades for each alley in the back streets. Funny, ain't it? Trash in a trash can are grading each other. The parts that are under the protection of a syndicate, office, or association are pretty safe. Sweepers can't raid those streets easily. Putting the people who live there in a different grade from those who don't, though, is pointless, honestly speaking. Sure, it's a bit safer over there, but we're talking about the back streets, get it? You know what's funnier? Even kids would group themselves according to what part of the streets they live in. They'd even shun the others whose clothes or manners didn't fit their turf style. I had no choice but to accept this sad truth. You wondering how things were in the alleys I lived? Couldn't afford to pay protection fees to a syndicate, so the sweepers came at night and collected most of my neighbors. I had to witness them take chunks of flesh out of my parents and brothers while they were still breathing. Don't pity me though, my story ain't nothing special around here. And last but not least, Pete's page. That's not a lot of peeps who hang around in the back streets alone. It's cause that's just madness. Weak and dowdy folks gotta band together to survive. Get into a small syndicate or anything and make a living somehow. Some ignorant fool makes a scene in the back streets on their own. They're just making themselves a target as soon as others notice they're alone. That's why we move in groups. We're called rats for a reason. We're the rats. We crawl about the dark in packs and jump at prey for the chance to bite them apart when we spot one. So, you're wondering if we rats have any dreams? I guess belonging to a proper syndicate, if any. We're just too tacky and amateurish to be called one. We hate being bound to rules, so hell will freeze over before one of us joins an office. And no rat I know would move to an examinee town and study for wing entrance exams. Those nerds at examinee towns ain't too different from rats like us. We're all dreaming silly dreams that'll never come true with our petty skills. An office, a wing, a syndicate, or whatever. I think it's an easy task to belong to a decent group. People just accept what they got and live on. But still, I wanted to have a dream. So those are the rats for you. The lowest of the low in the Project Moon universe, I think. I think, right? I think so. We're one of your first people that we gotta beat up anyway. But, interesting. Pete is a real one? Is he a real one, though? I mean, he's trying. I mean, they all sound like they're trying. I feel bad for Lenny, though, because she actually got into an examinee town and then just failed, so... Dreamer till the end? Is it good to be a dreamer, though? I don't know if it's good to be a dreamer, personally. But alright, Yuri's office fixers. Oh yes! Okay, so for all these ones that have like different colors to them, I'm probably gonna do the green ones first, then the blues, and then purples, and then golds, I guess. So we'll go in order of like least rarity to highest rarity question mark. You know what I mean. A Yoon's office fixer, page 1. The society of fixers is built entirely up on meritocracy. The greater you are, the higher you can climb. On the other hand, if you don't have the capability, you should be thankful for any org that accepts you and stay low. Thing is, capability can mean many, many things. For some, it could be physical strength, and others might have superior intellect. It seems kinda unfair to me that they make arbitrary evaluations of a concept that can be taken in so many different ways. Not that I think I have some hidden talent that deserves a better grade or anything, though. I do feel a bit upset, but I think I'm at the right place. The jobs I usually do are looking for lost cats at night. You can tell how low my spot is, yeah? I'm not a huge fan of the jobs I'm doing right now, of course. I mean, sure, I wouldn't say no to some flashier requests. I just accepted to carry on with my life. Sounds like normal life, TBH. Finn's page. It's been a while, sis. Actually, I talked to you some time ago. By myself, of course. It sounds a bit lonely, but I'm fine. Today's not going to be the same as the days before. I have good news. I finally joined an office run by this guy named Yoon and officially became a fixer. You're proud to see your precious little brother grow up and make it, aren't you? Isn't it cool? I told you there's no need to worry about me. Oh, about Yoon's office. I think it's a really nice place. No, I'm not lying. Our operator Yoon is a bit cold, but he teaches me a lot of things. And there's also Eri, who is my senior. I've yet to be friends with her, but she seems like a good person too. For now, they're giving me small jobs like searching for lost cats. Maybe they're worried I'm too inexperienced to handle tougher stuff. It's not really fancy, but if I start out with small tasks like this and work up slowly, I'm gonna be a great fixer one day, yeah? My heart is already pumping with excitement. When I become a proud and dashing fixer, I'll buy a Nest migration ticket and get a nice new home for you. I could buy my gear at a workshop thanks to your help and all that. Though, that's not all. You always looked after me, sis. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about this. Anyway, don't worry about me and do the things you want to do. I know you're always too busy caring for me to pursue your own interests. You offered to give me a prosthetic body or even a minor procedure the last time we met, but I'm doing fine without any of that stuff. And you got money to earn for yourself. I'm tired, so I'll be going now. I ran around the whole town chasing a cat all day. Night, sis. I hope we see each other again. Sorry, Finn. Infant sister. Aries page. You have lots of things to prepare before you can jump into the fixer business, starting with choosing equipment. You'll need clothes to protect your bodily accessories, etc. But before any of that, body augmentation comes first. There's no point having masterful skills or fancy equipment if your body can't keep up, you know? And training hard isn't gonna do it. There's a limit to training your body, and the fittest body is still no match for mechanical prosthetics or bionic organs. You gotta be able to keep your body intact to do anything, so you're pretty much forced to spend a fortune on it. There's a ton of methods to enhance your body. Exoskeletons, bionic surgeries, nano tattoos, prosthetic body parts, you name it. Deciding what workshop tech to employ is up to preference and purpose. Some want insane muscular strength that could let them carry a power pole one-handed, and others will want ludicrous speed, quick enough to skip over multiple blocks in a split second. Wait, what? It's so diverse, I could go on forever. You need any ability, they've got you covered. The only hurdle is money. In the city, money is what gets you power. That's why the first thing we notice when we assess our foes is how much they've spent on their bodies. Oh, of course, some technologies, patented by closed groups like certain syndicates or wings, are hard to get your hands on even if you have all the cash in the world. Just look at me though. It took a teensy little procedure for me to lift this humongous weapon with one hand. This is the kind of power you can get, you see? Body augmentation is more of a necessity than an option these days, so you'll want to study up on that. You don't want to stay a weakling when everyone else is getting their augmentations now, do you? And last but not least, Yoon's page. Finn was bungling in many ways. He had no talent, he refused to take modification procedures, all he armed himself with was a tiny weapon. I didn't dislike him though. They say a delicate person like him is nothing short of pathetic here, but he had passion regardless, and he was going to be our colleague from now on. Besides, it's not too common to see a passionate fellow in this grueling mess of a city. He was an interesting one. Then why did I exploit him? Exploit is a rather harsh word to describe it, if you ask me. A sloppy kid like him would have gotten killed anyway, abducted in the back streets and fading away while witnessing his innards getting ripped from his body. And that's one of the tamer examples I could give. In this city, worse things are happening here and there on a daily basis. If he didn't die there, he could have faced a much more terrible fate somewhere else, isn't that right? Never mind. This is all about rationalization. Think what you want. Yoon's a dick for real. What did Finn ever do to deserve this? Let Finn live his dreams of trying to be a pure body without any augmentation? Literally sit there. And what do you mean you ate both? You mean the turkey legs? Of course I ate both turkey legs. I wasn't gonna waste food. That's silly. Also, they weren't like huge turkey legs. They're like moderate size. And I didn't really eat a big lunch, so you know. I think the biggest part when eating the turkey legs, honestly, was that there's surprisingly a billion bones in there. Like a billion small bones. And poor Finn, office mascot, for real. Office mascot only to get beaten up immediately. Because he was, what, solo too? R.I.P. But good kid. Good punching bag too. Alright, Brotherhood of Iron. Arnold's page first. The city consists of 25 nests and 25 districts of the back streets that surround those nests, and countless offices and syndicates reside in the back streets. You know what's a surefire way for a syndicate to make a name for itself among all the competitors? The simplest method is office raiding. You literally storm into an office and wreak havoc on it. You never know who will be the winner until you fight. It could stop at a good beating and a one-side surrendering, but some syndicates raid offices out of pure boredom and kill everyone. Each syndicate has its own way of operation. It goes without saying that the syndicate has more fame to gain out of raiding a high-grade office filled with seasoned fixers, so the offices have to stay sharp at all times. But you'll have to watch it. If you misjudge your opponents, you'll end up dead before you can try anything. Costa's page. What's your favorite food? That's the question I used to ask the most when I still had a human body. I love eating. Oh my god, me too. Talking about food was a huge delight for me. We would share each other's tastes and preferences and sometimes head to a restaurant for a meal just like that. But now, my body's a machine, as you can see. I can't taste anything anymore. And thanks for pointing that out. Mo told me to stop dreaming about it. I still want to try more delicious foods though. Hot and flavorful, spicy and sweet, stuff like that. I guess this body is too cheap to restrain delusional thoughts like this. If we get more money and change our bodies to new ones, then maybe I'll be able to stop these thoughts from getting in the way of my work? Post page. I frankly don't recommend replacing your entire body with a machine, especially with a cheap one. Aside from basic issues such as vulnerability to damage and creaky noises, cheap prosthetic bodies compromise too much. You're basically giving up all the joys of life. Can you imagine? You can't taste anything when you eat delicious food, and you can't feel the softness and coziness of a good bed. You can't feel anything get stuck in your body, be it a piece of paper or a knife. The head remembers those feelings, but you can't experience them again. There are ways to overcome it though. You can buy a desire stimulation chip and plug it into your brain, inject medications, or use other methods. They're just absurdly expensive. You're better off saving for a more expensive prosthetic body if you really want your senses back. High quality, pricey bodies come with sensory organs. As I always say, it's all about money in this world. Yeah, would you guys ever want to change your body into an entire metallic robot? Personally, no, and I heavily agree with Consta because I love food. So if I had to give up food, I would just perish on the spot. Because literally, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I get through my day, like, especially at work, I'm just like, alright, what will I have for lunch? Alright, what will I have for dinner? Like, I plan out my meals, and that's how I get through my day. And if I don't have my meals planned out, then I just feel irritated. I don't know. Never ever? Yeah, valid. It just seems terrible, especially for like a cheap body like this. Like, okay, maybe if we have like the, what is it? The expensive prosthetic body with the sensory organs? Actually, even then, nah. Nah, I don't want to be a tin can. Fuck that. Alright, Hook Office. A Hook Office fixer, page 1. Back when we were still part of the killer syndicates, we got a client asking us to hunt some crazed syndicate. They were shaking like a drenched rat as they came in. I suppose they were scared of places like this. They asked us to catch the wicked criminals kidnapping people in the parts of the streets they live in. We had one question though. It's nice that they're giving us a job, but why ask a syndicate like ours instead of going to the Zwei or other offices that are better suited for handling public safety issues? And they said they did try to request an office at first with the money raised by their neighbors, but then the office asked for a ridiculous sum of money, claiming that there's much preparation they need to take before they can uproot a whole syndicate. Poor fellow begged for help, but the office personnel didn't even flinch. Well, money is the only thing that gets fixers moving, so that's understandable. And I think their friend recommended us to them while they were looking for another way, if I remember it right. Introduced us as a trustworthy syndicate. So they came all the way to our hideouts. Trustworthy syndicate. It's a shame, really. I can still remember the client's head staring daggers at me, hanging from the top of a power pole. The syndicate paid us more cash. What could I do about it? We don't write official contracts or anything, so the highest bidder gets our favor. No use glaring at me like that, pal. We were told by a new client to hang their head and guts out on the streets to make an example of them. Those sick fucks even used some kind of singularity to keep them alive. Poor bastard. Should have requested an office in the first place somehow. Man, that's rough. Woo. Alright, let's go with McCullen's page first. It's not entirely impossible for a syndicate member to engage in fixer work or vice versa. It's a pretty common occurrence, actually. If you have the skills to back yourself up, multiple organizations will make sweet offers to recruit you. What matters the most here is the relationships you've built. Your fate depends on the things you've done, or karma in other words. We didn't start out as fixers at the beginning. No, we were in fact part of a homicidal syndicate. Just see how intimidating we look. We used to be murder for hire in District 23. It was a small syndicate ran by Naoki, I, and a few others, but our influence started to expand bit by bit since the young and talented Taya joined us. Our current boss was originally the representative of an office we raided. They visited us once they heard that we shredded their fixers brutally and hung their ragged corpses on the streets like scarecrows. Said they'll need people like us. I thought we were just freaky with weird tastes, but looking back, now I get why they chose us. It's a strategy. Each office does all kinds of sensational stunts to attract the attention of potential clients in this oversaturated market. They hold radical events such as pay for one request, get one for free, or group weapons into different grades and offer a free exchange for one of their most expensive ones. And the gullible clients fall for it. They don't know how much more that 1+1 deal actually costs, or how it has limitations on the grades of requests you can make. They don't bother looking up to check if the top grade weapons are in fact used ones. Seems our boss didn't want to add lies to this industry that's already full of filthy schemes, but they still had to catch people's eyes somehow. And this is the result. Hire guys like us and proudly advertise it. Fixers from a formal killer syndicate will tear things up for you. You can count on us. Hang up a slogan like this, people get hooked up. If that suits their taste, that is. Hey, use the word hook on there. Naoki's page. There's a huge variety of workshops. As diverse as syndicates and fixers are, weapons need individuality to stand out in this day and age. Old-fashioned swords or guns won't stand a chance against modern weapons loaded with new technology, I bet. From cheap and common gear to bionic weapon like the one Tyan's using, to equipment with ridiculous abilities that's almost indistinguishable from magic. Don't get too hyped though. More options means you need to be more cautious about choosing the right one for you. If you had the time and money, you could buy them all and test them out at your leisure, but we have neither, do we? Don't just buy the things others recommend without doing your own research though. That's one of the stupidest things you could do. Might fit them, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a good time with it. you'll have a good time with it. Still confident that you can wield them well? Get real, buddy. Workshop equipment is not your average weaponry. So, before you choose your weapon, observe others carefully. See if any workshop products might suit you. Having keen eyes is all part of our skills. Guess why people chose us in our office out of all the tough fixers out there. Tie-ins page. How's my new weapon? Isn't it sick? Union Co. is the go-to workshop brand for ready-made bionic weapons and equipment. The prices are pretty reasonable compared to most procedures and workshop weapons too. On top of superb performance, you can place or attach them easily without having to worry about allergies, so it's pretty damn handy, you see? Oh, bionic equipment is pretty simple. It's like a weapon you attach to your body. It's not at all scary or dangerous though. It could feel a bit awkward when you use it for the first time. In my case, I accidentally ripped Naoki's clothes while walking by and cut my own cheek when I flailed it out of frustration. But now I've gotten used to it. I feel as if I have 3 hands. If you have trouble finding the perfect procedure or weapon for you, try bionic equipment. I guarantee it's good. TBH, if I were to get any sort of weapon, I would love to get a bionic weapon because, like, this shit looks so sick. And then, like, you basically have an extra limb on you. That's so cool. Who does not want an extra limb? Well, okay. Okay, maybe some people don't want an extra limb, but I don't know. I feel like you can't go wrong with more limbs, in my opinion. Because, like, that's cool. But then also something I found interesting with Naoki's thing is that, like, they observe other people for workshop stuff. So it's just like, are people just, like, fighting other people or watching how other people fight? And then you just see, like, branding on someone's weapon. And you're just like, oh, I dig their weapon. I'm gonna go get that. Like, what the fuck? I just think it's, like, kind of funny. Like, there's just advertising in the city via people using stuff. So interesting because, like, on Taya's thing it says, like, Union right here, right? I mean, that was apparent in Hong Lu's hook office ID. Scythe arms are pretty cool, not gonna lie, for real. But I like having 2 hands. Okay, but you still have your 2 hands, but then you just attach extra scythe arms. I see no cons with just attaching more limbs. There is a con if you, like, you know, you want to become a Gregor and then you have a bug arm instead. Like, okay, I can see why people would not want to do that. But if you just, like, attach it to your back and then voila, new limb and it's edgy and a scythe and all cool and like that, bro, count me in. Alright, well, that's it for Canard. I kind of forgot that was what the beginning one was. On to Urban Myth. Oh, thank God that's not a whole lot. Probably makes putting clothes on awkward. Oh. Yeah, don't care about the logistics. Who cares about that? Alright, time to go read about cannibalism. Let's go. A Backstreet's Butcher, page 1. District 23 is the street of flavor. Everything is permitted in the pursuit of making delicious dishes, even dismembering humans. Isn't that exciting? A guest walked into a restaurant for a meal, but then the chef fell in love with them. They had the perfect amount of tenderness and girth. The chef pulled out a knife and the guest ended up on a plate. You'll become the food you appreciated one day, and others will appreciate what you've become. It's a common story often told in these streets. Well, if you really become the main character of one of those tales, be honored. That means the chef saw you as excellent meat. This is one of the best compliments you can hear in District 23. The more you know. A Backstreet's Butcher, page 2. Butchering a human is a lot simpler than butchering other animals. Most of them are smaller than us, which means we can subdue them right away even if they try to resist. Oh, I'm not saying you necessarily have to be tall to be a butcher. Don't be discouraged. Anyway, humans can be a bit noisy, but they're very handy to deal with overall, so there's little to worry about compared to other meats. Besides the 8 chefs, for them, human meat is the one and only ingredient that matches their pursuit. Some buzz about how the process of cooking should be part of the flavor. You can't do that with any other meat, so you'd better watch it. If you dare wander this part of the town, your destination might end up being a dining table. Jack's page. Our usual source of cooking ingredients are syndicates specializing in butchery. The kinds of meat they treat and how they process it differs for each syndicate, so you should pick your caterer carefully. Our meat pie bistro used to frequently trade with the musicians of Bremen and Little Piggies. The musicians of Bremen provided large quantities of meat, though it wasn't exactly the freshest. Shattered chips and bones were often found in the meats, and the mixture of different types would create an odd flavor. Still, it was a reliable supplier of ingredients, all in all. Outside of special occasions, we'd use them for making experimental dishes or sausages. Oh, speaking of, sausages are made from a mix of several different kinds of meat. You can even find a rat inside at times. Ew. Anyway, we rarely sold the dishes made out of their meat other than the sausages. They'd never treat their meat nicely before handing it to us. They beat the meat too much? The meat from Little Piggies is pricey and comes in small quantities, but its quality is good. We even got the highest grade meat sometimes if we were lucky. Just looking at the meat from Little Piggies fills me with ideas about how to cook it and makes my mouth water. That's how appealing the meat looks. But the price is rather heavy, so we only used it for important dishes or foods we served to customers. But both syndicates suddenly said they're no longer selling ingredients for some reason. So now Pierre and I have to pioneer a new supply chain on our own. I don't think this is all too bad though. I enjoy working with Pierre a lot. Pierre's page. Most cooks who live here have the same dream, becoming one of the 8 chefs. They're the people who pursue the ultimate delicacy. Their way of cooking will give you a thrill just hearing about it. You don't feel it? No, I'm sure you can feel it inside. I sound crazy? Yeah, listen up, you stubborn square. This is why I can't talk with people whose brains are too old. They taste bad, too. There's a limit to the flavors people can draw forth. The height of taste the human tongue can feel isn't as impressive as you may think. Really, the most delicious food doesn't come close to sending chills down your spine. At most, it's just good enough to make your eyes spin. And the food you guys casually eat going, tasty, are way below that. So many chefs gathered around one time, pondering what to do to pursue a taste beyond this limit. And then inspiration struck all of them at the same time like lightning. What if they subliminated the experience into taste, something beyond what the tongue can feel? You know, they say the presentation of food adds to its taste, right? What if the whole process of cooking could be tasted? They performed several experiments in an attempt to make that dream come true. So? What do you mean, so? I wouldn't be trying so hard if there was an end to delicacy. All the chefs are continuing their research to this day, seeking more stimulating flavors. And I just want to be as good as the stain on the apron at least. Ooh, the meat? What kind of pig? Meat? Long pork? Gee, I wonder what kind of meat we're talking about when we're talking about putting humans on the dining table. But yeah, this is in case you didn't catch all this, cannibalism is canon in this universe. Just saying, kind of silly. Also, fun fact about cannibalism. Did you guys know human meat tastes kind of like pork? At least that's what, according to what an actual cannibal said in one of their books or whatever. So just a fun fact, the next time that you like pork or you eat pork, apparently it tastes like human meat. I don't know. This meat pants, I don't want that meatball. That's a fun fact. It is a fun fact. I think it's a fun fact. Is that not a fun fact? I think it's a fun. I think it's because I do like to eat pork. But when I found that out, I was kind of like, should I still like eating pork? Exhilarating fact for real. But yeah, fun fact, you guys. I have never eaten human meat myself, so I wouldn't know. I cannot confirm nor deny, but you know what? I don't think that will ever happen, so you know. No worries there. Also, am I missing a page here for Lulu's friend? Is there a page 2? Wait, hold on. Am I missing something? Hold on. Because if I'm missing something, I might need to go grab it really quick. But does anyone know? There is no page 2? Alright, thank you. Save me the hassle of Googling it. Why the heck do they have the pages here? There's no page 2! But thank you, Duriro. I appreciate it. Just quickly stopping by. Hello, y'all. Take care. Thank you, Volt. Thank you for dropping by. It really means a lot. Take care, take care. Good night, sleep well, sweet dreams, and keep it vibing. Alright, on to Streetlight Office. And we got 5 pages. Alright, Lulu's Friend, page 1. A peacekeeping office provides protection for requested territories for a certain period of time. Lulu's is one of those offices. What are they protecting against, you ask? The city, obviously. What I'm saying is, their job is to keep the area safe from all sorts of happenings and incidents that occur in the city. Of course, there won't be much to do if the area is too small or peaceful. But, man, compared to us who have to wait indefinitely for someone to make a request, Lulu's living a good life. At least she does something. And they don't have to worry about starving to death even if they don't get requests. Lulu's Friend, page 3. As her friend, it's unfortunate that Lulu is stuck with grief. Oh, is struck with grief, not stuck with grief. I don't have any tears to shed for her, though. I've got my share of rough experiences. I'm just not sharing it with others. Well, I did say I'll help her out, but the truth is, my office figured that we could find plenty of valuable loot in the library, and that's pretty tempting. The other one is probably thinking the same as me. I mean, what dummy would actually head to a dangerous place motivated purely by a friend's sob story? That kind of intimate and deep relationship is long gone from this world, especially in this business. That's why I can't understand Lulu. Sure, let's say that her colleague died there. Even then, she should be valuing her own life, shouldn't she? She'd be so stupid at times. Well, I have to go in with her anyway. Man, these are some great friends you have here, Lulu. Sans page. An associate office is one that is in a cooperative relationship with one of the associations. The advantage of this designation is that its fixers will not have to worry about starving, since they are paid a stable salary, and that the office simply has to handle tasks given by the association with proficiency, rather than having to deal with clients and accept the requests as ordinary offices do. Spending days without any incident happening in the area designated for peacekeeping can be admittedly boring, though it's a blessing to have such a peaceful day in the city. I was grateful to have such serenity each day, reasoning with Lulu's occasional complaints. Is boredom the only downside of being in an associate office? That's not quite true. Because we're under the direct command of the association, we're forced to take on any undesirable tasks they give, even if it carries the risk of wiping out the office. I can't blame the association, so I only have myself to fault for failing to save my guys. Rip. Lulu's page. Ugh, crap. Another day without work. Fantastic. There's gotta be some case for us to take care of, like fly tipping or something. I'm gonna forget how to move at this rate. If I told my friends about this, they're gonna whine like, well, isn't it a good thing that you have a lot of free time? Or, well, you're well off. We're about to starve from the lack of requests. Those dummies. Think about it for a moment. You need results to promote to better fixer grades and see some growth in your office, right? And that's gonna lead to higher income for us. Right now, I'm working with my boss San and some dork shaped like a ball of rice cake. But things could be better than this in the future, yeah? It's not like I have problems with my coworkers. I'm talking about stuff like weapons and office interior. You know, those kind of things. You get what I mean. I do bicker with Mars and snap at him often, yes, but that doesn't mean I hate him. San and Mars are both precious colleagues to me. Though, yeah, I know what you're about to say. If fixers develop private feelings for each other, it could be much harder to bear whatever happens down the line. I know what I'm doing is stupid. I have wits, unlike Mr. Rice Cake Face. But we're humans. It's just something that can't be helped. How can we strictly detach ourselves from one another and focus on work? I tried acting nonchalant. I did, but I guess I can't do it. San said he feels the same. I gotta envy Mars for being so cool-headed all the time. Mars's page! My mother was a fixer with a high grade that every one of my peers would dream of reaching. She was the envy of all, a radiant individual who received endless supplies of various expensive equipment and garnered constant recruit offers from other offices. Does that mean I had a safe, comfortable childhood under the care and wealth of such a wonderful person? Had that been the case, I would have earned a position in one of the wings already. Being the son of a high-rank fixer, I was often targeted by syndicates opposing her, and my mother's acquaintances held high expectations for me. At first, I was okay with their expectations. I was already dreaming to follow the path of my mother. In fact, I was hoping to live up to it and hear compliments such as, "I knew you could make it," from others. Yes, I'm going to become a great fixer just like my mom. Or like my mother. Then she'll be proud of me one day, right? She'll probably say, "That's my boy," in front of others. I studied hard day after day, taking no breaks in between. Countless times I held my sword with a strong resolve, and many days I spent weeping alone. Even if I faced setbacks and failures, I believed I could overcome them and stand strong like the protagonist of a movie, as if I could actually be someone great. But in the end, I grew into an ordinary aspiring fixer, and I learned that I was only an average person with no talent to show off. When I entered an ordinary office with my ordinary capabilities, my mother seemed very glad to hear the news. She said an associate office at the Zwei is a good start, and that I'll certainly be able to become successful if I work my way up slowly. However, I was greatly disappointed in myself, and I couldn't look my mother in the eyes until I said my final goodbyes and left the house. Mommy issues? Yeah, that pretty much sums up Mars's. I think it's like mommy issues and imposter syndrome. Cause, well, okay, no, it's not maybe not imposter syndrome per se, but low self-esteem, I guess. Low self-worth. Does not believe that they're doing a good job when they actually are doing half decently. Because I mean, like, I don't know, to get into this office, it sounds like it's not an easy task. I mean, at least compared to, like, I don't know, whatever Finn went through. And also this whole one-sided crush thing. R.I.P. Lulu. Sorry for booking your man, I guess. I don't know. Oh, getting flashbacks to what their stories were like for real. Alright, urban legend status. Let me drink some soda really quick. Alright, Zwei Association II? A Zwei Fixers page. Is there a person or a group dedicated to stopping violence or murder in the back streets? Not quite. You're on your own, unless you have the money to hire fixers. Protection is some volunteer service you can get for free. Fixers risk their lives for it. It'll take our lives worth of money to get motivated to work. We aren't robots. If you're so afraid, why don't you hire fixers or move to a nest? You're free from all outside threats when you live in a nest. Unless the nest falls, of course. Zwei Association is your shield. We protect you, your family, and your home from syndicates of the back streets or crazed murderers. If you have the wealth to make a direct request to the association, that is. Without due payment, the association will not move. Do you believe our request fee is too expensive and you would rather request a syndicate? While making a request to a syndicate is an option, we don't recommend it. The reason is obvious. No organization in the city that operates without abiding formal procedures can be trusted. Associate fixers are classified into multiple levels too. From Section 1, which is the apex, to Section 2, to Section 6. No, where did I get 2 from? To Section 6, the bottom. There's a world of difference in the salaries and treatment they get. I guess that's because they're much more experienced than us. If I keep trying hard, then maybe I'll be able to join Section 5 someday. It's not an easy feat to get out of Section 6, of course. It takes a huge effort, or perhaps something that can't be accomplished with effort alone. I'm a fresh member here, so there's still a lot for me to learn. Still, I'm gonna pick up experience as I resolve the missions assigned to me, and I'll probably figure out what to do in time. The Zwei tends to be more defensive than other associations or offices. Our main purpose is not to fight and win, but rather to ensure the safety of our clients. We don't perpetrate unnecessary killings in our duty of protecting people. Thus, if you're looking to make a request for someone's death, we recommend seeking other associations for it. Julia's page. I still remember the day when the three of us met for the first time. It was when I joined my previous office. I was actually scared back then. It was the first workplace I was assigned to just after I became a fixer. I was hesitating in front of the glass door, wondering whether I should go in or wait for someone to open it, but then I heard a sound coming from inside, two people arguing with each other. I decided to get close to the door and eavesdrop on them. How tight did the bonds between our fates have to be to lead us here? I mean, both you and I are first-timers. Isn't it reassuring to be with a familiar face? Not at all. When is this Julia person coming anyway? Don't tell me she got disappointed by your pathetic impression and went back already. She's not coming in because she's intimidated by your facial expression. She gave me a glance, turned back to the tall person with an even fiercer gaze than moments ago, then kicked him in the shin and came striding along towards me. The tall person followed, rubbing his shin. As the person with pigtails got closer and closer, I found myself stepping backward, even though I knew I should be saying hello to her. Soon the chime of the door rang as it opened up, and we stood still for a few seconds like that. Not one of us saying a single word. I don't know why, but it was so funny to me that she was puckering her lips, just as hesitant to speak as I was, so I burst out laughing. Oh, I don't remember reading her page at all. Because I remember reading for the other pages. Oh, that's so cute though. Oh, that's cute. So I'm like rereading really quick just to like make sure I got it. Alright. Isadora's page. San and Julia are old fixer friends of mine, and San's from the streets of District 21, the same place I grew up in. This is a secret I've only told Julia, but San actually used to be a huge coward. It's probably not that surprising to you, since he still acts like a coward from time to time. Thinking about the old days makes you laugh, though. He'd always train himself so he doesn't lag behind, ended up getting scars on his face. And one time, he walked into a dark alleyway, saying exploration shouldn't be a problem for a brave person, even though his face was already full of fear, and then ran back to me in less than a minute. We almost got into serious danger one time. The two of us were hanging out until after dark, and ran into something nasty in a remote street. It happened when I was a little kid, so my memory of that is blurry. Hold on. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. All I can remember is looking at San's back, standing in front of me holding a tree branch he hurriedly picked up. My heart was racing with fright, but looking at his shivering legs made me chuckle a little on the inside. I don't really remember what happened after that, as I said. Why am I bringing this up all of a sudden? I don't know. I was just reminded of the old times seeing San kneel down for the sake of his office juniors. He never changes, huh? Cute. Walter's page. The associations handle requests often made for fixers such as security, combat, assassination, intel, patenting, and trades. Where there is money, there are associations. The associations follow the demand, not the other way around. Demand equals requests, and requests equal profit. It may seem too materialistic for you, but seeing how the associations work, you'll have to agree that money is their prime objective. For instance, the associations sort and classify every notable event in the city. Urban myths, urban legends, urban plagues, urban nightmares, and stars of the city. Risk is not what determines their grade. The only question that matters is how much people are willing to pay to have the threats eliminated. So it's not the risk that determines the grade, but just how much people are willing to pay? Oh. So whoever handles the library at the start of the city level is paying fat stats, damn. Leo IDs and Limbus are section 4 and 5. The Leo and Star of the City are section 2. Oh fuck! Our sinners are still bottom of the I can't read that part on my phone. Bottom of the barrel. They're trying, okay? They're trying their best. But cool. We're learning more about associations. And this is our first exposure to how they grade their sections. Alright, stray dogs. Oh, these are guys with like the big beefy dudes, right? A stray dog's page. It's true that our syndicate's sorta intimidating and got a tight hierarchy going on, but the bond between members is strong. We're actually leagues nicer than those office fucks who exploit and abandon each other with every breath. Those crooked bastards will do anything for profit. I'm sometimes in awe of the shit they pull. I actually used to be a rat. Yeah, those filthy and wretched rats everyone looks down upon. It's amazing that I'm now standing shoulder to shoulder with the dogs, ain't it? I busted my ass crawling up the ladder. I did everything in my power. Got a small tattoo with a little cash I had, and rummaged through trash to find worn but still usable accessories. It was a damn tough climb, but now that I'm up here, I'm starting to feel like it might have been better off to just live like as a rat. There are strict barking orders set up between members. It's nothing like the rats who move in close packs. Sometimes, I do miss my old family. Dang. Well, there is difference between how rats and dogs work, I guess. Alright, let's do Zubu's page first. Even if you make your way up to the big leagues and become a decently influential syndicate, there's still loads of stronger gangs above you, and they peck at you all the same. No matter how far a syndicate climbs and tries, you just can't surpass the five fingers at the top. Syndicates ain't too different from fixers in that you have to repeat the same stupid shit following orders from above. So, in my opinion, holding onto your place seems wiser than trying to climb up out of ambition or greed. Unless you're at rock bottom, of course. Someone's gotta be below us to serve as a punching bag, ain't that right? Dino's page. Tattoos are the cleanest type of augment procedure you could get. I only got it cause Young Me pushed me to give it a shot. I'm pretty satisfied with the result. It doesn't cost an awful lot. It looks pretty damn nice too. Yeah, they do. Weak-ass wimps run away at the sight of my tattoo. You see, coolness isn't the only notable feature of these tattoos. These tons of tattoo types depending on the quality of the ink and the material used. Oh, there's tons. There's tons of tattoo types depending on the quality of the ink and the material used. But generally speaking, you can have results like bursts of strength or skin as hard as steel. It used to be a singularity, but ever since the wing owning the tech got snapped and this patent expired, everyone and their mother's been using it. Don't get tattoos that are too cheap though. You might wake up to find melted flesh. You get exactly what you pay for in this city. Bastards are only honest when money's involved. Young Me's page. Some fools laugh at these accessories I'm wearing. They think I'm a glossy punk trying to look cool, figged out with random ornaments without a second thought. What they don't know is that these ain't just for fashion. They're good for making arrogant idiots let their guard down, but before that, they're workshop products with real practical uses. You heard about how people use belts to choke others, didn't ya? These accessories are similar to that. They're useful for beating someone to death, though I gotta take the risk that comes from using them. Expensive gadgets crafted by premium workshops have almost zero side effects. On the other hand, this ring, for example, lets me deliver a harder blow with my punches, but it chafes the skin of my hand at the same time. This one's on me for using it for too long, and I hear quality products usually get regular repairs and maintenance to prevent that. The side effects of my gear is pretty minor and negligible, but in worst cases, you get some poor sod whose neck got snapped by the necklace they are wearing. Whew. Your neck gets snapped by the necklace? Well, at that point, that's just a cursed item. Well, I guess quality does matter in the city. So, fun fact, okay, having tats that like augment your abilities or something, that sounds super sick. Would you guys get a tattoo that augments your ability? If so, what would you get? I think for me, I don't know. I want something pretty. I don't know if I'll ever get a tattoo IRL, but like, part of me kind of wants to get a tattoo one day. But I guess we'll see. I've yet to like find like the right thing that I want. Though I have seen some that like look really, really cool and I like them. Alright, Molar Office. Let's go read Mika's page first. Mika's page. Every useful workshop technology is patented. The city strictly forbade making or selling products using technology patented by another workshop without purchasing the rights to it. If anyone infringes this regulation and still uses the technology they shouldn't have access to, they will receive a cease and desist letter up to 3 times. When you receive the warning, you must pay all profit you've earned through the infringement to A Corp as a fine. Why A Corp of all places? Because that's the corporate in charge of managing and granting all patents. Oh, that's what A Corp is. It's the head we're talking about. In any case, if you can't pay the penalty by the 3rd warning, the claw will tear you down. To tell you the truth, yes, I'm the daughter of a small workshop owner. My father dreamed to make his little brand famous one day. His name was... Sorry, I don't feel like saying it out loud. It's long gone, so you get nothing even if you look for it. That's right. As I explained moments ago, if you can't spit out the money you illegitimately earn from manufacturing or selling products using stolen technology, punishment awaits. Oh, wait. Please listen to my story to the end. My father was a victim of fraud. His friend gave him the technology and asked him to make weapons for his office out of it, so he made them per his request. He didn't even realize that the technology was stolen from someone else. He'd already sent the weapons to the office, and when he was waiting for his friend to test them out and transfer the payment, a cease and desist was sent. You can guess the rest of the story. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mika. Head is A, B, and C Corp? Oh, good to know. I didn't know that. Rain's page. When an office accepts a request, an official deed of contract must be drawn up before the case can be dealt with. It sounds big, but it's basically just a mutual promise. I think it's consideration in legal terms. The client will pay a certain amount of money as a reward, and the fixers will do their best to resolve the case. They're plain and natural clauses for the most part. It seems people in the city are prone to breaking promises as simple as those without a contract to bind them, though. In any case, contracts serve as physical evidence to prove our performance and secure our payment when we submit reports to the association. Without a contract, there's no assurance that we'll score a record for our career or get our due payments. To give you an example, Big Sis resolved a huge case the other day, but we got absolutely nothing out of it because she forgot to sign a contract for it. Requests made by wings are quite different from those assigned by the associations in different aspects. They'll be made the envy of everyone once you get a request from a wing. First of all, a wing commissioning a regular office indicates that the office has been recognized to be worthy of its trust, and that alone can be a significant achievement. You'll have something to brag about to other fixers, and the payment is big as well. A single request from a wing resolved can keep us afloat for 3 months minimum. Oh wow. If I must be honest, however, I'm rather unnerved. As rewarding as work given by wings can be, there's significant risk associated with it. Imagine how dangerous and difficult this mission may be if our corp, a wing specializing in combat, requested us to resolve it for them. Big Sis happily accepted the job, though I still can't help but be worried a little. Still, I hope it goes well. Olga's page. Mio and I are old friends. I honestly don't remember how our first meeting went, other than being backstreets buddies. But that just goes to show how long our friendship's been, don't it? We've done requests together, been in life or death situations together. We'd been too busy to contact with each other often ever since I moved to this office. But then Mio called me out for a date one day. Maybe it was because I got to drink with my old friend after a long while, or maybe it was the honor of having a seat with the famous captain of the rabbit team. But I was in a mighty good mood. I was taking swig after swig of booze. Rain would have scolded me for sure if I went back drunk as a broom. I felt that. But that happens all the time anyway, so I didn't care much. How's it going? So-so. How about you? Same as you, lass. After some meaningless chatters, Mio gasped like she remembered something and started skimming through her fanny pack. Then she shot me a stealthy look. Psst, Olga, come closer. We don't want anyone peeping at us, so stick right next to me and stay quiet. You're the noisiest one here, and you already stick out like a sore thumb, so just say it already. You're not a woman of style, are you? It's more fun to talk with your secret agents, exchanging confidential info when we're discussing topics like this. It's stylish that way. Forget it. Our corp has been investigating something of late. Are you giving work to our office? Or are you just bragging? And by the way, I guess it's pretty serious if our corp is paying attention to whatever that is. Just how big is it? Oh, I heard people been going missing lately. Does it have anything to do with that? Or... Shut up and listen for a sec. The always have too much to say. Here's the deal, Olga. I've got a lush grassland to show you, so graze it to your heart's content and bring some of its veggies for me. How's it sound? Some words she chose. I clicked my tongue and took a close look at the black card and warp train tickets Mio pushed to my side before drinking off my glass and agreeing to give it a go. I wouldn't have taken it if I'd known it'd bring us to this complete lunacy. Oh. Silly. Wow, I'm very surprised that there are still new lore streams, of course, and one that reads the extra stories. Yeah, because I've been behind on doing the little extra stories for this game, because like all I've been doing is like trying my best to like get going in the story / realization / literally everything, and that already takes me like literally hours to do. And so I just never had time to go like read the stories. So that's why I wanted to like take some time to just dedicate just to reading, especially since now I'm in the start of the city. And I just haven't like progressed or like, well, I mean, progression is slow. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Before things get even more intense, let's go ahead, read a little bit of story so I can figure out what the fuck's happening, get immersed in the world, understand like some characters' motivation, like Philip. I wanted to know more about Philip, but then I'm like, oh, but I haven't read it on stream, so maybe I should just do that. So, and if you think about it, Mio really saved her with that. Wait, with the library? Is it really saving though? Okay, but I mean, okay, we're cheating because we already know they came back. Oh, and as for the reason why you might see occasional new lore streamers, I was introduced to Project Moon by playing Limbus Company, so the good marketing ? Because I like the world in Limbus Company and I wanted to know more. And the Library of Ruina looked kind of fun. Also, the combat didn't look too egregiously different. Lobacorp was the only one that I was kind of hesitant to play personally, but then I played it eventually because I got gifted it for my birthday, and it's actually really fun. but they're all different kinds of fun, I think. Library of Ruina kind of stresses me out TBH at times, so this is nicer and relaxing, just reading the stories. Without the library, she'd be a proud citizen of London. Oh, you know what? You're right. Oh, but she didn't have to give her warp tickets. Could have just been like, just take the invitation and fucking go. Limbus really should be played last. Yeah, but you don't have to, in my opinion. Because like, as someone who like didn't know anything about Project Moon besides knowing the existence of their games, Limbus Company isn't the hardest thing to get into. Definitely by Canto 4, or I think by 4.5, I should have at least touched the other games. But the most I did was watch the cutscenes for Lobotomy Corporation, because I knew that was a prequel to Library of Ruina. So, but in my opinion, a free game is a good entry into an ongoing series, and you don't need to play the other two games to enjoy Limbus Company. At least that's what I personally feel like, so, you know. Limbus gets people to lore, and lore gets people to LobCorp. Yeah, we're literally just going things backwards. That's literally how my experience has been. I've just been going in the game backwards. It's so funny. But you know what? I can't complain. It's fun. Alright, also, one little thing before I read this other section of Urban Legend. I did not get the Axe Gang prior to like my last lore stream. So I had to go do this because like, so I basically looked on the Wikipedia for like unique general invitations for key pages just in case I missed any. And yeah, I did not know the Axe Gang was a thing. So I've gone ahead and gone that because otherwise I would not have that completed. So Limbus is decently disconnected from the other two. Yeah. Ruina and Alcorp are very connected. Yeah, the library and the Lobocorp are very, very connected. They're literally like, you should at least watch the cutscenes for Lobocorp before you play library. But Limbus is just like exposure to the world, and like it does help to know more having played the other games, because like right now, like what I'm learning from library is it's filling in all the terminology that does not get explained very well in Limbus, because Dante's notes can only get me so far, especially since they hadn't updated it for a while until recently. So this is helping me a lot, just get more immersed into the world. Also, I burnt my hand and there's a little blister growing. Oh no, it looks so gross. Okay, sorry. But I'm having a good time. Alright, on to other. We have 8 pages. Okay. A grade 8 fixer, page 1. All people and firms generating income in the city must pay their taxes. Ew! In addition to the fund for work-related expenses, such as maintenance of equipment and monthly rent for office space, which is already a lot, fixers must accommodate for rather heavy taxes as well. I became a fixer trying not to starve, but the taxes have put me in an even tougher hardship. Ordinary people have a hard time bearing this pressure, but what can I do? In the city, orders are to be followed. We all know what happens if we don't abide by them. Bro, that's actually gross though. Well, at least we know taxes exist here, which I guess should not surprise anyone, but you know. Grade 8 fixer, page 2. Oh wait. Oh, these are exactly the same. Oh, okay. I got lied to. This is not page 2. This is literally the same page. Okay. Grade 8 fixer, page 3. Oh, you're different. Okay. For one to start working as a fixer, they must acquire a license issued by the Shi Association, the first association in the order. The set of skills required to get a fixer's license is quite different from those needing to pass wing entrance exams. One is about physical fitness, while the other is more about mental prowess, so to speak. There are exceptions, of course, but this is generally the case. After acquiring the license, the fixer must join an office. After all, it's nigh impossible for a no-name fixer to take jobs on their own. Choosing the right office is also important, but you can worry about this later. Only the skilled ones can afford to make choices, like decline offers from offices or ask to be transferred to another. Newcomers who've only just become fixers or incompetent planks who can't handle their work properly should be content with any office that accepts them. Yeah, that makes sense. Would you guys be a fixer or would you be more in the wing? I feel like I'm not very physical, so I would hope to get into a wing, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just turn into a rat instead. Taxes are like the second most important thing in the city. The first being fashion. Oh yeah. gotta look drippy while you fight for real. Alright. A grade 7 fixer, page 1. Really? Does being a fixer sound cool to you? I suppose it seems nicer than the likes of rats swarming about in the back streets. It does have a professional charm to it too. But this is a tough job, I tell you. It might be better for you to try and enter a small company to do desk work instead. If you really believe that fixers are cool, then let me tell you something. The fixers have to risk their lives at every moment. I know, it sounds silly. Everyone already struggles and fights for their life, so what's so special about us? But at least you won't have to hear of your friend's death while you're having lunch. You pack your favorite food, savor its taste, and when you're about to swallow it, know how it feels to choke on it? Your friend's head suddenly rolls over to your feet. Things just happen like that. Syndicate grunts rush into your office all of a sudden. Heads are blown off, and a gruesome fight breaks out. It's the so-called office raid. Are you still not convinced? Syndicate or fixer, once you set foot in this business, all the things will bind you like shackles, slowly dragging you to the bottom. The sheer weight is going to tire you, and you'll no longer be willing to go back up. Go back and think again carefully. It's not too late for you to make the right choice. Damn. A grade 7 fixer, page 2. I think this is the exact same text. It is. Okay. A grade 7 fixer, page 3. Who said a fixer is a free man? Must have been some no-good show-off who told you that. Kid, that's just our dream and nothing more. Fixers are managed by offices. Most of our jobs come from the requests the offices get, so we're virtually out of work without them. And offices are managed by the 12 associations. And on top of those 12 is the Hana Association. The Hana or Hana? Our lives are subordinate to layer upon layer of hierarchy. I'd love to hear where that supposed freedom is, according to them, because I don't see it. There's one way to achieve that pipe dream. A fixer's freedom is only truly complete when they are given a color from the Hana Association. Don't go around proclaiming that you'll become one of the colors, though. You think it's that easy to break free from those massive fetters? Hold on, I need to go skip back here really quick. Let me drink some soda really quick, too. Okay. Hana, Korean for one. Okay. Also the coolest and droopiest association. Ooh, we get to experience them? Ooh. Okay. An Axe Gang member, page 1. Our syndicate's well acquainted with the guys at Hook Office. We used to chop and rip and tear before they moved on to the fixer business. We were the best buddies. The two syndicates had a wonderful time with each other. We still do help them out sometimes nowadays. You thought fixers and syndicates were enemies for life? Well, you could say it's a long-standing love-hate relationship. Usually a syndicate causes a scene and fixers come over to take care of it. But think about it for a sec. If syndicates didn't exist, more than half of all offices would be out of jobs, essentially unemployed. You get it? It's a symbiotic relationship right there, so don't be so cold to us. And some fixers often cooperate with syndicates to handle cases. You know, it's not like dogs and cats constantly fight each other when they're together, yeah? That's sort of logic. We syndicates do the things fixers can't dare take care of. I heard some officers straight up ban killing people even. Something about life being precious and whatevs. That's bullcrap. Anyway, that's how syndicates and fixers complement each other. There's some crooks you'd want dead for sure before they could complicate things, you see? Man, talking about it makes me miss my old friends. Don't get to meet those pals too often these days. I might as well storm Hook Office this time around, see some familiar faces. Yeah, just storm the office, no worries. An Axe Gang member, page 2. If you think syndicates are nothing more than gangs of ugly and bad guys, let me tell you, that's an outdated bias. Of course, we're freer than fixers who have to follow orders and requests from associations. A lot of us kill people and do some wicked shit for the sake of cash. I'll give you that. But others aren't too different from your average fixers, I'm telling you. We get requests and solve problems, though our group's moral compass is tilted a bit to the dark side, so I can't give you a good example myself. Right, some syndicates actually do heroic stuff. Syndicates hunting syndicates. I asked them, hell man, why aren't you guys just becoming fixers instead? And they said, they don't really feel like it, since they don't really want to get entangled in formal stuff, and there's just too much to prepare to get a license and everything. Well, who's to say syndicates can't be the good guys, right? We're living as we like in the back streets. Damn. So I guess syndicates is just like, if you just don't want to fuck around with regulations and shit. I don't know. They both have their perks, I guess. Depends where your moral compass is, I suppose. Alright, what am I missing in chat? Y'all talking a lot in there. Alright, let's see. I'd be a rat that dies to a sweep. Me too. You know what? Yeah, I probably died to a sweeper because I stay up too late. Now that I know more about the lore, being a rat is just as good as anything else. It's really just a miserable place to live. I won't spoil anything, but Roland really shows this of being a rat. Yeah, don't spoil. Oh, we'll say nothing more. Okay. Even I haven't seen the whole thing. Oh, cool. Yeah, because I'm only at beginning of Star of the City, so be silly. Alright, well that's it for Urban Legend. We only have Urban Plague. Oh, there's too many in here. Oh, no, there's so much. Well, we did do a lot, so alright, on to reading, I suppose. The Carnival's page. Yippee! I am curious about these guys, because, like, don't they got, like, mouths in their stomachs or something? There are many important things to consider as a fixer, and attire is one of them. A fixer's attire is the most effective way to signify the image of an office. It's important for an office to show that it has formality and class. Most offices have set a dress code for that reason. As much as it's necessary to choose the right attire according to the code, the most important factor is the fabric that clothing is made of. Quality fabric can offer better protection, lighten the wearer's weight for quicker movements, or allow the wearer to carry heavy weapons as large as their body. Those who create and provide such fabric are called tailors. We are the tailors who consume people and make silk out of them, whether it's melting people inside our belly and congealing them in a mold, or it's unraveling humans into the thread they're really made of. The fundamentals do not matter. This technology doesn't originally belong to us. We merely took hold of a technology that came off patent when a wing was broken. The only thing that matters is the silk made from humans has the strength that differentiates it from ordinary thread. Only those who crave it to visit us. Cloth weaved from human silk possesses various powers depending on the human's strength. Some humans may have a strong body, another may be fragile but wise, and yet another may flaunt incredible speed. So the silk reflects the characteristics of the human it was made from. There are as many forms and powers of cloth as there are humans in this world. Therefore, there is more to being a tailor than simply weaving silk carefully. Picking the right people to meet the demands of the client is the most important. Hastily making silk out of a human that looks courageous on the outside might end up yielding useless cloth that does nothing but bolster courage. So one must be careful with picking the right material. Not every piece of fabric is accessible, though, however. It takes more than cash to purchase high-class fabric. One must earn the favor of tailors first and foremost. Many tailors will only give the best fabric once the trust between them and their client has been established after complex turns of events. Because of that, tailors who make high-quality fabric usually belong to an organization and create cloth exclusively for them. But we were different. Until the Index gave us a prescript, we did our work without taking orders from anyone, unchained to any syndicate or other organization. We were free, as some may call it. L8372-number 928 eats 15 sweepers and extracts silk from them to make fabric. Why did they suddenly listen to the Index? Because it seems like they're free until they got the prescript. Yay, reading! I have this playing while playing lore. Hey, let's go! Thank you, I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying your time here. Munch people to make really good clothes. It's practically magic clothes. But like, I think the thing that's interesting here is that they said that, like, what is it? Unraveling humans into the thread they're really made of? Are they claiming that we're made of thread? That's gross. I do not like that implication. Thank you. Alright, full stop office. Let's go Tamaki first. Tamaki. Oh, it used to be a singularity. So did the singularity like turn people into thread? Or vice versa? That's weird. I'm like curious how these singularities are made. Like how? Well, I guess we'll figure it out. Maybe. Or I don't know. If it's not described here in library, maybe they'll describe it in whatchamacallit. Olympus Company eventually. Like K-Corp's Tears. It's still so weird. Absolutely no clue. Well then hopefully Limbus Company elaborates on it. Even slightly. Alright, Tamaki's page. There aren't many workshops that can craft guns. Setting aside the low demand, the difficulty of acquiring a firearms manufacturing license and the head's strict guidelines are the biggest limitations. The guidelines include clauses such as the maximum length of the gun barrel must be shorter the higher the gun's caliber is. No gun should possess the firepower to penetrate steel or building walls. A gunfire sound must be audible, and I haven't even started with the bad ones yet. The first page of the guideline boldly states, "Do not research or imagine technology that infringes the firearm manufacturing guidelines as provided by the head along with the license." I'm not a gunsmith myself, so I don't know the details, and I frankly don't want to know any more than that. There certainly are workshops permitted to make S-Class firearms, but I'm guessing only 3 to 5 of them exist in the entire city. Who do they take requests from, and where they are, and what kind of people run them? They're all a mystery. The most I could hear was a rumor that an S-Class workshop exists somewhere. People say that the head put heavy restrictions on firearms because they don't want its denizens to be harmed too easily. It's true that a gun can effortlessly kill a person with one well-placed shot. That's not all. The assailant doesn't even have to show themselves to attack, and a flying bullet is simply too fast for the average person to track with their eyes, making it a fine weapon for stealthily killing others. But making it harder to kill people doesn't seem good enough a reason to impose such restrictions. What about the countless other trifling and useless methods that exist to kill people? I just cannot understand that they would see this as a solely philosophical issue. Are you asking if it's because the wings don't have sufficient technical expertise? I'm not here for senseless chatter. The wings could easily make superior weapons with their technology. There's no real reason they couldn't improve upon the current designs. There are probably some people who feel the same as me. They don't question it further or try to dig deeper into the truth. Because, well, they have their hands full with making their ends meet, and they don't want to risk losing it all meddling in business secrets, I suppose. I think this is really interesting. When can we have better gun control? I mean, it seems like it's effective if there's less people with guns around. I don't know. Stevens page. Few fixers use guns for self-defense. Bullets cost an arm and a leg, and fools who are relatively powerful tend to dodge shots like it's nothing, and I can barely graze them. There's not a lot of ways to react to enemies closing in, either. You'd have to be quick on the draw and shoot them in the weak spots. If you aren't, the other options are running away or grabbing some prop to guard yourself. Like hell, that'll save you. It takes several augmentation procedures to be able to carry something as heavy as a firearm and run fast enough. If you're a sniper, you'll be busy packing up your weapon, mounts, and everything. Have to make unnecessarily big movements. And what if the precious gun gets damaged if you tried blocking your foe's attack with it? Oh, I was talking about the kind of guns. I was talking about the kinds of guns me and Tamaki use, not firearms in general. You see what Leeway is carrying? I heard there are lighter rifles, and some that come with bayonets for close quarter combat. But mind you, those guns have their fair share of downsides, so don't be too quick to buy them. You might as well save the money and get a quality workshop weapon or augmentation surgery instead. Hell, you could probably just buy a fine weapon with the money it takes to buy bullets for target practice. You weren't planning on using guns in actual fights without even practicing, were you? I mean, go ahead, if you really want dislocated shoulders and severed fingers. Despite all this, there are still workshops that manufacture guns and people like us who use them. Guns are just that comfortable to use. Those heavy taxes won't be a problem as long as you use your gun for its intended purpose. How many defenseless thugs standing in the middle of the street can notice a bullet flying toward them? And of course, it'd be even better to get specially made workshop devices that use a special technology to muffle the sound of gunfire. But don't expect too much. There's currently no technology in our world that can completely cancel out the noise, and it won't exist in the foreseeable future. You don't need that to make guns work though. All it takes is an advantageous situation. Oh, these are words that I'm reading. Hold on. Currently no technology in our world that can completely cancel out noise? Aren't people already working on silencers? I mean, I guess like silencers still make noise, but You think that for something that has a singularity, like a world that has a singularity that turns people into thread, you would have one that would be able to cancel out all noise, but you know, maybe that's just me. Guns are useless against a high-level fixer. Argalia, for real. Okay, but he's a color. Come on. Leeway's page. A color is the dream and lifetime goal of all fixers who wish for freedom. Those who have been assigned a color are called the colors. A color is the pride of the fixer and the associations. They put forward the colors as great and successful people that other fixers will look up to. They dream of earning wealth and fame, and to be free like them one day. Colors are assigned by the Hana Association. They're bundled into such a category because the Hana deemed them to be the most ideal fixers, because they're the most adequate individuals to deal with the stars of the city. The title of a color is forcibly given to fixers who qualify essentially. Can a fixer be truly happy with freedom that was forcefully handed to them? Why, colors of all terms when there are many other stylish words to choose from. I have no comment to make, since I don't know the reason myself. My assumption is that the colors are used because giving people hues representative of them makes it easier to refer to and remember them by. It may not be the answer you were expecting, but it can't be helped. The colors have their own ways of working, and they have basically nothing in common. It's akin to how visible colors have their own vibrant characteristics. In that case, the term colors isn't entirely off-putting. Yeah, I do think having things with the color makes it easier to like visualize, I suppose. Like, you know, you say the red mist and you just imagine a red mist and then voila, red mist. Grandma moment? No spoilers if I call her that. Yeah? Fixers tend to have really good senses, so even silencers are still loud? Damn, all these people have super hearing? Jesus. Oh, cool, we get to the Dawn office. Ooh, yeah, because I was interested about these because Philip was like super into all this, so. Lofi reading, hell yeah, Ryan, welcome. We are reading for real. We're in Urban Plague, and I still have the rest of this plus Urban Nightmare. Alright. Eunice Page, audio transcript of testimony from District 22 Resident 1. File name S0019-XXXX/XX/25. Omitted. I think it was last Monday. Derry said something strange to me. They told me they made a contract with someone and they're scared that they might break it. They said they don't know what horrifying penalty they'll have to face upon breaking the contract. I tried to calm them down, saying they should be fine, as long as they don't actually breach the contract. But Derry got ticked off and complained that it's unfair how they're supposed to comply with unfavorable terms hidden in the fine print. Then they broke into tears, saying they're doomed anyway. They apparently agreed to do 3 tasks in exchange for gaining power. Omitted. Audio transcript of testimony from District 22 Resident 2. File name S-0021-XXXX/XX/25. What was the other one? Oh, 019? What happened to 020? Do I have to recall that messed up memory? Alright. It was necessary to prevent another incident from happening. I guess there's no choice. You can record it, sure. I don't remember everything that happened, actually. That day was just like any other day. Or was just like any other, except Derry showed up in the streets after going missing for a few days, looking awfully gaunt. Other than that, the weather was normal and the streets were the same as always. I know, that's when the incident started. Derry was walking the street as they mumbled something, but they didn't seem to be heading to a specific destination. It's like they were staring off into space and forcibly dragging their feet along. They said strange things like something keeps coming or boiling. They were always a bit of a weirdo, so that didn't bother me too much. But then Derry's body began swelling up. All I could think at that moment was how funny they looked, expanded like a balloon. You thought that was funny? You don't think that's frightening? Sorry. The scene was that unrealistic. Maybe it was the shock of confronting an unbelievable situation paralyzing the human brain, or the brain beginning to believe that it's only a dream marveling at the scene. But I was just standing still and staring at what was going on. Am I really in reality? But before I could gather myself up, the incident happened. Derry's body blew up and weird needles went. Wait, hold on. Derry's body blew up and weird needles went. Mrs. Madrid, who was standing in front of me, was struck with one of the needles, and her body swelled up and exploded into a shower of needles, just like Derry did. I luckily managed to get away without getting hit by any needles. How the fuck did you do that? I ran right to this office without turning back once. And now, I don't think I can get back there. I wonder if anyone else lived. If my friend Mijin's alright. If my house is fine. I'm curious, but I just can't go back. I can't do it. What do? I don't want to go back to. The interviewee's breath became coarse and unstable afterward. The recording was suspended as it was deemed the interview could no longer proceed. Whack. Salvador's page. Case name, 1000 Needles. Serial code, DN-00113. Grade, Urban Legend. Date of occurrence, XXXX/XX/21. Wait, but oh, so the logs were taken afterward? Okay. Description. This document is a compilation of relevant information on the case of 1000 Needles, which occurred in the back streets of District 22. While a clear conclusion on this case has yet to be made, it is speculated to be a case of the distortion based on the apparent inability to confirm the cause or analyze the composition. Case reports. Entity A-01 was the first apparent source of the incident, was wandering the back streets of District 22 before swelling up and exploding. Numerous needles were dispersed upon the explosion, flying in all directions. The needles which stuck onto building walls caused the site of the impact to melt and crack. When a human was struck with one of the needles, they are transformed into A-02, going through the same bizarre process of detonation A-01 did. The orange symbol on the nape of A-01's neck was also found on the needles discharged from its body. When I arrived at the scene after taking the request, the bits of flesh scattered around the streets began to merge into one giant body using a brainstem focus resonator. What? Becoming a 3-meter tall, estimated 10 feet, thank you, mass that I would refer to as A-03. As A-03 began throwing large needles, the length of which varied from 1 to 3 meters. Unlike the small needles fired from the explosion of A-01 or A-02 that could only leave small dents on building structures, the giant needles flung by A-03 caused buildings to helplessly melt? In addition, local residents who stared into the entity's eyes or holes in its body soon produced a boiling sound before turning into A-02, so I had to forbid people from observing it too closely. Like, fucking turning into tea kettles? A-01 visited OO office to give a request 4 days prior to the incident. Refer to audio transcript of testimony from a fixer of OO office. What is OO office? Judging by what they said, such as made a deal with the devil and terrible things will happen if I break the contract, it is speculated that yesterday's promise is behind the incident. Oh, it's right here. Thank you. Audio transcript of testimony from a fixer of OO office. File name S-0012-XXXS/XX/23. You like calling Pluto Sands legally prescribed drugs? Wait, what's happening over here? Also, hi, Fanardi. I don't know where I am. I am full of drugs. Wait, Fanardi, why do you have drugs? I hope you're doing okay. Okay, I'm reading. I am fine. Can I just talk like this? Oh, okay, got it. When was it? A person visited our office last Wednesday, if my memory serves me right. They introduced themselves as an ordinary resident of the back streets of District 22 and said they urgently needed help. There were huge bags under their eyes, and their hair was a tangled mess. Their eyes were lifeless and blurry, and there was some sort of symbol on their neck, as if they'd been attacked by a Stigma workshop product. The desperation was palpable, but they couldn't even walk straight, and they were straining to approach me with their awkward steps. I managed to calm them down, and they said, "I'm sorry. I'm not sure how I should explain it." In short, they made a contract with a devilish person of some kind, and they're scared that they might break the contract, so they were now asking us to take care of the devil so it can't kill them as punishment. I still don't get what that was about, even though I'm talking about it. To be frank, I just couldn't understand what they were saying. Not just because their level of knowledge and manner of speech was lamentably inferior, no. All they uttered was a series of simple words, but the splendid images delivered in those hysteric words they let out like they were possessed by something. I can't dare try to describe them. And they kept saying confusing things like, "We'll skewer people's heads and make a necklace out of them to offer to it." They keep getting closer. They're multiplying in numbers. They're approaching from inside me, all with a mysteriously bright glint in their eyes. Oh, our office records counseling with our clients by principle. You'll see how confusing this whole situation was if you give this file a listen. Don't worry, we record them with the client's consent and everything. But so there's nothing illegal about this. Refer to evidence 5-1, OO office counseling audio recording. What can I do, really? The whole deal with the devil things just sounds too unrealistic. I honestly thought they were lying, so I made up an excuse to turn them away. Well, I don't blame them. If someone starts saying gobbledygook in front of you and fucking has weird things on their neck, yeah, you know, I would also consider them loony and kick them out. Alright, what is happening here in chat? What are you guys up to? Alright, lots of talking happening here. Kind of forgot you were streaming on YouTube. Yeah, no worries. I don't usually stream here, so understandable. Stars in the City is my least favorite part. You don't like the difficulty spike? It's probably because the next one over shadows it? Oh. Well, I would have no idea about that. It's just songs, they're not song names. Pluto did some crazy stuff, huh? Yeah, I'm curious what deal Pluto was making with this person. Cause my brain's broken, but no trauma dumping. Aw. Well, hang in there, Fenardi. I hope you're doing okay. Wishing all the best, okay? His mustache is majestic. Yeah, I put it on Malkuth because it's cute. Slaps that on her neck. That's literally what I did. Nuggets really do have massive heads. Hey, what's wrong? Massive heads just means more space to play tic-tac-toe on. We love Salvador. I did not like fighting him, but his cards are actually pretty helpful. Sends you to censor me when I play Lobocorp later. You must eat 59 million bananas without dying in exchange for a power of a goddess. Well, but do you have a time limit on how fast you can eat those 59 million bananas? Alright, Gay's office. But that was interesting to read more about what the 1,000 Needles were, because they didn't go into it in the story. So it's cool to read about it here. Alright, let's go to Bono's page. Bono's page. People are hung up on money, but it's not just because they want to be well off. The formidable tax burden is a big part of why. No matter how humble your job is, you're still obliged to pay your duties if you earn money. It goes for every type of business transaction. Even syndicates are no exception. Anyone living in the city has to pay taxes. If you don't meet the deadline, you'll get a warning. For the first 3 offenses, you'll get a notice of warning and no other penalty. But if you don't pay your taxes for the 4th time, then you're dead meat. They'll come for you. The Eye will seek out tax evaders by any means, and the person it sends will rip those poor cheats to shreds. Yikes. Don't try to be a tax evader, I guess. Dalok's page. The nest is a home where birds brood their eggs. They use their wings to devotedly protect their eggs from outside threat. Such is the role of the nests and wings that constitute the city. Do the eggs represent people inhabiting the nest then? Not a chance. These eggs are the treasures that the wings possess, singularities, technologies that make money, featured in countless patents. Its residents are nothing more than feathers of the wings that serve to protect the eggs. A wing will end up falling when it loses too many of its feathers, but it won't bother to desperately protect all of its feathers, since a feather or two will naturally grow back. They're basically expendables. The 26 wings have their own subsets of culture. It might be the personal preference of the wing's founder, or the influence of the singularity, but the cultural styles and social atmosphere vary vastly between the nests. The wing's policies do determine the culture of the backstreets that belong to it. Each wing has distinct sets of conducts. Some wings take a relatively cooperative approach to their backstreets, while others thoroughly exploit them. But wings will be wings. Cooperation is just a fancy expression for taking advantage of the back streets when the wing needs them. If you can't afford to enter a wing, you have to live in the back streets. You're better off settling in the district that suits you well. You'll still need a home and source of income, of course. Man, city just sounds rough. Alex Page. Cane Office is a notary public office that officially administers various matters when a contract is made between two offices. Wait, Cane Office? Isn't Cane Office like... Huh, Cane Office is over here. Okay, hold on, go back here. Cane Office is a notary public office that officially administers various matters when a contract is made between all two offices. A notary public office preserves evidence involved in contractual processes and certifies legal issues. Sometimes the office may play the role of a broker. When you work with Cane Office, the process you have to follow will usually be simple. Outside of a few special cases, all you need to do is make a summary of all the details for the deal you're making and visit the office. And don't forget to take all the relevant documents with you. Notarial deed of promissory note, bleh, migration permit for the nest or the back streets of District 00, deed of forward contract, and everything else related to the ordeal. If you safely finish your business with Cane Office, those documents will become powerful pieces of evidence that'll protect you in case a dispute breaks out for whatever reason. Wait, why is Alex Page talking about Cane Office? You wish Salvador was your grandpa? Okay, Salvador does seem like a good grandpa. However long since they took the deal and when they exploded. Oh! Bono is... What? I love Nemo. Who am I here? Curse YouTube? Well, welcome, Connor. Hope you're having a good time. Alec has observed, so he is good. True! I take their passives quite a bit. Interesting, though, that Cane Office gets brought up here when we don't run into Cane Office till start of the city. Oh. Alright, Kurokumo Clan. A Kurokumo henchman's page. You hear that news? We're about to collide with Kingfishers again. Kingfishers? Don't remember that name at all. Were they a real thing? You know, the syndicates that have been struggling with finance and feuds between members recently. They seem to be getting back on their feet after raiding the Constellars, but it looks like that didn't last long. They were irrelevant chumps, so I completely forgot about them. The Knots seem to be after them. Maybe they finally hit them. Weaklings will get hounded. And now they've been trying to invade our territory, desperate to loot anything. Doesn't matter. Their names wouldn't be so unmemorable if they were any strong. Taking them down shouldn't be a problem. And the fixers at Clam Office that are cooperating with them from the back are gone too. Clam? What are they about? What, are they just gossiping over here? Bondruda's from Made in Abyss. Oh, yeah, I did not see Made in Abyss. Let's see, Jin's page or Yang's page? Let's do Jin's page to see why not. Jin's page. A fallen nest no longer has an owner to protect its inhabitants. What happens to them then? In the wreckage of the nest that's gradually turned into an environment similar to the back streets, all they can do is accept horrible deaths as backstreet residents do, or hire a fixer, or pay protection fees to one of the powerful syndicates that enter the nest and be under their care. Some move to a different wing, but this is an exceptionally rare case. The syndicate may charge ridiculously expensive fees, but they will keep you safe for sure once you pay them. If an even stronger syndicate comes in, drives off the others, and asks you to pay a protection fee, then there's no choice but to give your new protectors what they ask for. They'll protect you with their lives as long as you still have money to pay. The assets will become useless when you die anyhow, so you might as well spend it to extend your life for just a little longer. The former feathers don't have a choice in this matter. If they don't pay the fee, they'll die or get kicked out. It would be a miracle to walk out unharmed. Gang's page. There are two kind of folks who hang out around the back streets at night: the predator and the prey. Pretty much everything going on in the city can be described as savage, but the other parts of the city can at least put up the effort to package them in gentlemanly guises. Even a cheap hamburger made from whatever unspeakable ingredients is still wrapped in a modern and rich packing, yeah? On the other hand, the back streets at night are filled with raw and blatant barbarity. Not even a layer of crude cover is there to censor this brutality. No deed is forbidden. No one is held responsible. Imagining the most appalling, vulgar, and filthy deed you can think of. I won't dare say beyond your imagination, since I have no idea how insane that you might be. Valid, but I can guarantee that whatever you're thinking casually happens somewhere in the dark alleys of the back streets at night. Despite all that, people still inhabit the back streets. They doggedly struggle and survive in their own ways here. Sayo's page. The hand of the back streets is probably the biggest reason no one dares to take care of the lawless land that is the back streets. No associations or wings can touch it, and not even the head itself can easily interfere. The 5 syndicates at the apex of the back streets are called the Thumb, the Index, the Middle, the Ring, and the Pinky, namely. They parcel out districts of the back streets and comprehensively manage their territories, and periodically hold meetings to officially control the back streets. Wait, so the hand of the back streets is different. I was under the assumption these were part of the head, but no. Okay. This is good to know. This is good to know. Okay, back to read. Where did I leave off? They call this conference the Finger Bowbell? Bowbell? I think Bowbell. I'm uncertain as to whether this name is meant to suggest that they actually make pinky swears not to invade each other's territories, or if they call it as such simply because the fingers gather in one place. The mind of higher-ups is a mystery, truly. Going back to the topic, when the Finger Bowbell nears, all members of the 5 fingers will try to avoid conflict and refrain from causing big problems. It's thanks to the leaders of each syndicate who caution their subordinates that fights between smaller syndicates could grow into a massive conflict between the big ones. Perhaps. If subsidiary syndicates ran into trouble, the seniors at the Finger Bowbell would be faced with quite the embarrassment, now wouldn't they? Fascinating. But also, I feel bad for anyone who's like part of a fallen wing. It just sounds like life's rough. I'll just pick some, y'all. Made in Abyss is a good one to watch. Yeah, it has seemed interesting from what I remember seeing in like A and B contests at cons. It seems like a very dark. But I have so many things in my like bucket list, like my to watch list on the anime. It's insane. Yeah, in a good way. Yeah. It's just hard to get me to watch anime. Plus, you are a PM fan, which is mostly dark. I love some dark shit for real. Yeah, it's definitely on my list though, but I don't know. Good luck trying to get me to watch anime for real. Alright, Musicians of Bremen. I'm curious about these guys for sure. Boing's page. The Seven Association is a fixer association specializing in investigation and intelligence, and is knowledgeable in pretty much every affair that takes place in the city. Details about a syndicate gaining infamy in the back streets of some place. The association probably knows what district it is exactly, but I left before I checked the details of it. Wait, details about a syndicate gaining infamy? Ah, yes. All the information revealed about the distortion phenomenon which has been going around lately, when and where fixer offices start up and close business, and the beat goes on. The association treats all kinds of information about the city. Oh, they don't have access to top secret intels like the secrets and singularities each nest holds, obviously speaking. When they solve cases, they usually cooperate with other associations like the Shi and the Liu. If you ask how the Seven Association can secure its confidentiality despite holding lots of juicy info that could attract the many, it's likely because its staff aren't bad combatants by any means. They don't use fancy but crude workshop weapons that are basically large amalgamations of various technologies. Irregular informants are armed with nothing more than a simple bladed tool. It sounds very underwhelming judging from the weapon alone, but they use the minimum technique with pinpoint precision to take down their foes. Yeah, they look fucking fancy as fuck, at least from what I remember seeing in Olympus Company with our 7 Association IDs. They basically seem very fancy. Momo's page. They say the back streets are a nigh inhabitable hellscape, but the people who live here all... Wait, okay. They say the back streets are a nigh inhabitable hellscape, but the people here live on somehow. There's lots of people who live in fear every moment, but the others live a pretty normal life. Some think the back streets are totally shady and poorly aged slums, but we do have all the amenities we need here. For one, the supermarket's oink likes aren't as good as those in the nest, but it's got everything people need. Clothing stores, groceries, dry cleaners, etc. I heard the details are different for each district, so there's that. I'm just telling you how things are where I live. People here aren't too unkind to each other. Those nest dwellers like to gossip about how we're cruel and dreary and all that, but the truth is we're doing just fine. Oh, and there's tons of good restaurants here. It's the streets of flavor after all. Freshly baked meat pies, spaghetti made of special pasta. I don't want to know what that special pasta is. Your tongue and stomach have a wonderful time if you ever go on a trip to our district. We used to hand over the leftovers from our performance here to local restaurants. That meat would go to waste if we left it on the spot, so we might as well give it to people who can make good use of it. Ain't that right? When Wolf, Doodle Doo, and Hee Haw were around, we got enough chow to share with several eateries, but our find was halved since they were gone. And Oink kept making silly mistakes with it and ruined those ingredients too often, so he quit that biz altogether, which is a tad bit unfortunate. We sometimes got tasty meals for free when we gave them our meat. So we figured out why they stopped giving meat all of a sudden. But so I'm guessing these are in District 23 or something. Noma. Cannibalism. Alright, Meow's page. Hee Haw, Doodle Doo, Wolf, and me. The 4 of us were moved to the core by the pianist's performance. To recreate the performance half as splendid as what we heard that day, we formed the Musicians of Bremen to study the music. We tried flicking strings here and there, playing music while sitting, on our backs, and even while handstanding. Whoa, even while handstanding. We still couldn't come close to the pianist's level, but we managed to make our own brand of music, something that only the Musicians of Bremen can play. Our performance is actually pretty fantastic, you know? Sadly, our time didn't last long. One day, a mysterious person approached us and asked us to join his ensemble and perform with him. Wolf, Doodle Doo, and Hee Haw took the offer and left with that guy. I had to stay because of new members that had just joined our band, though. Yep, Moo Moo and Oink. It's kinda uncomfortable to just leave them behind, you know? We can't let them mess around and taint our... Oh. Whoa, what happened? It's like my stream died for a second. Wait, but it says I didn't have any drop free. Is this just YouTube? It says I have 0 drop frames. What happened? Uh-oh. Okay, wait, what part did it leave off on, you guys? Do you know? Hello, we are back. It's normal. Yeah, also hi, 4 Elemental. Good to see you. A VTuber who plays lore that doesn't watch anime. Okay, listen. I did watch anime before, back in college, and then I just haven't really had time, and it's always been hard to get me into new series anyway. The last anime I saw was, what was it? Spy Family? Which I want to watch season 2 of. Everything about you screams anime. Yeah, and... Pretty sure that Oink story is related to 7 Association Fixer story? I wonder why it's related, though. Meat pie. Sure hope it doesn't contain human for real. Uncomfortable. Anime is great. Video games are higher. Exactly. Like, I don't dislike anime, but it's always been hard to get me into new series. It's just been a thing, especially if there's like a lot of hype behind it. It's basically like I am a little bit of a hipster, but that's unrelated. Anyway, everything about you gives gremlin energy. Okay, but I can be more of a gremlin playing video games than watching anime. Unless you want me to go back to watching a billion yaoi anime instead. Would that be happier? Would that make you happier? That's still anime. Okay, but for real, where did it leave off when the stream cut out? Do I need to help? I don't know if I need to read any part again. Well, if I do, it's too late now, I guess. Uncomfortable to just... Oh, okay. It's kinda uncomfortable to just leave them behind, you know? We can't let them mess around and taint our name either. I've been practicing with them to create a performance that could get a standing ovation once my old bandmates came back. But at their current level of skills, the 3 would just cluck at these newbies' performance and go back to whatever they were doing. Hopefully Meow can get back her old friends, except it sounds like I think her friends went over to Argalia, right? Curious. Gremlin energy. She's very tame and chill. You do not know Gremlin? It depends on the game, but there are definitely there's way more Gremlin streamers than me for sure. She goes feral for Yana Sinclair. Yeah. If you get me going about characters I like, it's suddenly a very different story. Alright, Wedge Office. Let's go to Pamela's page. Yeah, Pamela's page. Pamela's page. Basically speaking, people who visit our office are looking for shrewd and precise situational assessment rather than combat prowess. The ability to make quick calculations for various possible scenarios and neutralize or kill the enemy with the least effort. We are the hunters of the city. We, Wedge, pierce the requests we get with swiftness and precision. Of course, our office isn't perfect in every regard, so we're in partnership with a number of other offices. Fixer offices often request others for help when reinforcements or professional aid in specific areas is needed. In the case of our office, we were sister offices with Dawn Office, sharing more information than we did with most other partners. Oscar is good friends with Salvador, the man running that office, and they've known each other for quite some time. But there's more to the sisterhood than that. Wedge Office excels at analyzing the capabilities of foes, and Dawn Office specializes in combat, so it's only natural that we all go well together. Pamela's page. Life insurance for fixers is often a sham. A lot of them take your money never to give it back. Even if you terminate your insurance, they won't. It's not easy for your damage to be insured either. You have to be at death's door to qualify, pretty much. The chances are as low as winning is the lottery. And what if you just end up and died? What if you just upped and died? What can the dead do with money? They'll be much better off making a savings account for an augment procedure or quality workshop gear. I was a very lucky case. Keep in mind that this isn't the norm at all. Insurance can sometimes be useful depending on its form and condition, sure. But if you take the pay into account, it still doesn't feel too great. Oscar's page. The 8 o'clock circus was a real sod of a case. Its leader wasn't a particularly powerful enemy, but it took a long time to assess the strengths and behavior of each of his crew. There was no specific pattern to it. It was difficult to predict what would come next. It was akin to watching an erratic circus of lunacy. Their lair was mysterious and terrifyingly bleak, and the crew took hideous forms as well, looking too grotesque to possibly be considered normal living beings. They were as strong as they looked. When the blob shaped like a lion bit Pameli with its blunt teeth, her body quite literally blew up on the spot. Wait, what? It just blew up on the spot? But it had blunt teeth? What was it, another 1,000 needle situation? What the hell? Alright. However, our enemies were slowly brought down from the vantage point, and when they were completely cornered, the leader escaped along with a few of his crew. Even though we couldn't put an end to the case, we decided to prioritize recovering Pameli's body as we deemed the circus would be weakened enough to stay low for a while. As we stored Pameli's head in the stasis preservation case and headed to the exit of the collapsing circus tent, we ran into a group of fixers. They seemed rather exhausted after fighting a swarm of the crew outside. I suppose that's why they couldn't enter the tent until that moment. It's not uncommon for 2 or more offices of fixers to be present at the scene of a finished case, so I gently nodded to greet them, identifying ourselves as fixers of Wedge Office who have come here to solve the case. The shortest person among them, the aged-looking woman who appeared to be of the representative of that group, looked around the circus tent, let out a deep sigh, and introduced herself as Moses, of Moses' office, while smoking from her pipe. Moses then started thinking, presumably ruminating over what words to choose. She must have taken a request that's rather tricky to disclose. The 2 people behind her nervously exchanged glances with each other appeared to be her bodyguards of some sort. Having such trivial thoughts, I waited for this Moses person to resume breathing. After a period of silence, Moses breathed out smoke in the other direction and asked me where the leader of the circus went. Since I didn't know much better than them, I told them what I could in brief. They seemed troubled by my unhelpful answer, but they soon accepted it and left the scene. That group reportedly appears every time a case of the distortion is solved. They're allegedly working as the distortion detective. Oh! But recent witnesses of their appearance were always followed with a distortion case in the same location. While it's unclear whether they're involved in this case, I believe there's enough reason to be wary of them. What? I need to read the distortion detective at one point. Huh. Weird. Okay. What are you guys talking about here? Me with psychotic characters. Is it because they read your comments the reason I watch? Oswald, my beloved Oswald, was the best VA? He does have a good VA. Best drip too? It's you can admit it's fine. You like those skin tight clothes on his very sculpted body. Totally understandable. Oh hey, distortion detective, I have to read DD. Me too. But interesting, we get some more information. Alright, other. What do we got here in this other segment? Let's see. Let's do a workshop affiliated fixers page first. A workshop affiliated fixers page. In the city, there are as many workshops as there are unique gadgets, and the oh my goodness. Oh god, it's been so long. Is the one responsible for managing those workshops in general. It reviews newly designed weapons, files applications to the head, and charges taxes for them. You can't use the weapons that haven't passed their evaluation. Getting a rejection from them basically means they see the weapon as something that shouldn't be used in the city. They aren't too cold about it though. They sometimes send the applicants feedback about how they can improve their designs to a passable level. Not that we need it, since our latest weapon passed on the first try. Yippee! Huh. That's cool. cool though. Sometimes they give you feedback. That's pretty neat. Nothing wrong with dope ass drip. Honestly, real. Oscar is just a bloodborne character. Wait, Oscar is? Is it the hat? Is it the drip? I haven't played Bloodborne myself either, but yeah, I guess I can see it from what I vaguely remember of seeing of Bloodborne. Arrested Chainlink's page. Bah, every part of my body is aching. Cloudy bastards. Why are they picking at us so much? We've taken some serious damage on our side. Heard the blade lineages also got messed up. Got any news? Heard our boss is going to go out and talk to him. If boss is going alone, won't that be dangerous? The other side's also only sending their top dog or whatevs. No need to worry about the boss. Right, and they're weaklings individually, that's why they like to move in packs. Let's read Jacon's page. The rest of Chains ain't the biggest syndicate, but each member's got strength to boot and boast. The only weapon we use is these spiky chains. Tie 'em, smack 'em, anything goes. We gotta be careful not to get swung or swayed around, or bind ourselves with our own metal. My body's full of scars thanks to that, but hey, it's not too bad, is it? I mean, you at least look cool and look dangerous, question mark? There's the hat. Also, I'd like to apologize for all the teasing about your... Wait, what? My AI... What is dalliances? It's an easy rabbit hole to fall in. Bernardi, what happened? Did you fall into the character.ai rabbit? I apologize. I'm so sorry for putting that on your radar. But no, it's fine. I don't mind when people tease me about the stuff that I did during character.ai arc. That's valid. Hang in there though, Finardi. Funny bleed builds? Yeah, this is like self-inflicted bleed. I still haven't played Bloodborne. I'm waiting for it to come to PC. Oh, it's not on PC yet? Oh, I thought it was. But yeah, I haven't played any Souls game yet myself. I want to though. I would like to one day. Oh, hi Bennett. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Good thing you're not doxing yourself this time. A. Jiang's office fixer's page. Most residents in Nest J are relying on a special entity. Wait, Nest J? I can't talk much about it, but it's like the fortune readings others sometimes see. It predicts the events that'll happen to you during a year like an annual fortune, and gives opinions on immediate matters. It never gives a direct solution to your problems though. It's up to you to make your choices, but I can't deny that it has a strong influence on your decision. This is the nest of gambling. You hear all sorts of noise daily. It almost drives you mad. Gunshots and screams aren't exactly swell to wake up to. Those sounds used to wake me up every day, but not anymore. The person living in room 1829 vanished after losing a bet a week ago, and I saw him carrying a large coffin out of room 1831 yesterday. Oh, that's rough. Wait, did we ever visit SJ for that one gambling place or no? I don't remember. Yeah, don't do what I did. Wait, dox yourself? It's so sad that emoji didn't go through. Wait, I think it did. I don't know if it came out on the chat over here, but... Oh yeah, I see it. It's the cheese box, right? I see it on my phone. Because I haven't quite figured out how to look at YouTube chat effectively. My setup is not made for this, I think. If you're gonna play a Souls game, I hear Bloodborne's a good start. Am I talking about Bloodborne too much? No, don't worry about it. But yeah, I think Bloodborne is also kind of like my aesthetic in a way. Like, isn't there something about like vampires or some shit? I don't know. That sounds cool. I think if I were to do any Souls-like game though, I think I would start with Elden Ring though, right? I mean, like, I don't know. That's it. I don't know. I feel like I just get my ass beat regardless, but you know. You should take the cheese. A good start for Souls-like is either Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring. It's Lovecraftian. Oh, well, I like Lovecraft stuff. In whatever how fiction displays it. I actually tried reading one of Lovecraft's books. It didn't go very well. AKA, I read like 2 pages, and then I was like, oh, my brain hurty, and then I stopped. What is good, but PS exclusive. Well, I do have a PS, but that's downstairs, and my stream setup is upstairs, so we have a problem. Do you mess with rhythm games? On occasion, but my sense of rhythm is shit. I can do like easy stuff, but then once you start getting into like beyond like average, yeah, I'm shit out of luck. Rhythm is just not my thing. I tried. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be good at it though. Depends if you want to set up your PS4. I know you don't. Yeah, that shit has been downstairs and unset up for a long time. When is sapling? What is Funger? Oh, fear and hunger? Never! The most you get out of me touching fear and hunger is the fact that I watched Sea-Dog VA play it, okay? I watched Connor play it and that was good enough for me. It's so good. You want me to die? I watched his video. It looked like pain. I don't want to go through that. If someone has to backseat me to get through the game, that's literally insane. That's no. Start with Sekiro. No rhythm needed. Wait, is Souls game about rhythm? Nah, we just gonna watch. Yeah, you guys will let me watch. I don't want to deal with that though. Fear and hunger looks too difficult for my pea brain. Hanafuda's page. In the nest of gambling, hundreds of games take place every day, the humans leaving as winners or losers. Some admit their defeat, while others try to make a scene and escalate it into a violent mess. It's the job of offices like ours to monitor the gaming between individuals or organizations, verify the results, and prevent situations from turning violent. There are naturally a lot of offices that handle this kind of work, most of them being affiliated with the Ophi Association. I most likely just butchered that. I don't even know what language that is. Ours included. Whenever a game happens with something at stake, a go-between needs to be there to prove that the results were legitimate. Given the sheer number of games, we're short-handed sometimes. Wait, so they have people who like monitor the gambling to make sure it's real? I guess that makes sense. This is people like to fight over money, and gambling is, you know, you win or you lose. Huh. Okay. Fear and hunger is not that hard, not gonna lie. Well, I think it depends what kind of ending you want, right? Fun fact, Hanafuda are a type of card/card game. Oh, really? Like, it's an actual card game? Oh. It's not that long. Giving an infinite save removes all difficulty. Most difficulty? Wait, but... it's fine. I'm not doing fear and hunger. You guys can go to other people for that. Oh, looks like we're trading deals and stuff. Oh. Oh no, it's $4. I can afford it. Wait, guys, bully Bennett into playing. Please, bully my friend into getting fear and hunger. Bennett, do it. It's on sale right now. Get it. I will watch you and pursue to not help you because I don't know what happens besides what I have seen. No fear and hunger stream is sad. Listen, the most you're gonna get out of me for masochism is gonna be fucking Project Moon games. That should be more than enough. Having Bennett play it for you, sacrifice him? Listen, I tried to get Bennett to play Lobotomy Corporation, okay? And then he played for one stream and then never again. So you know what? Also bully Bennett into playing more Lobo Corp, okay? Also, hi, PP Herbie. You give me a bit. Yeah, let's go. Just hope to God you don't step on a nail. Oh, you don't want tetanus. Ruina speedrun when? Never. What the fuck? Oh, Moolis is dope though. It's gonna be a long while before we finish lore. There's still all the good mods too. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do the mod version. Maybe I'll consider it. We'll see it once we beat the game, I guess. I do play it off stream. Okay, what day are you on? I don't think you're close to where I am. Moolis is a good... I think Moolis is the girl. I think that was confirmed in the second game. Moolis is the girl. Good doggo though. Alright, Shi Association. A Shi Fixer's page. Being an organization that is familiar with dealing death, the Shi's code of honor is to treat every person equally, as the weight of death is equal for everyone. As long as the request fee is paid, we remove the target with no questions asked, regardless of who the client is, what kind of crime they may have committed, or any other details. The boss of a syndicate known for murdering people in cold blood, a criminal wanted by a street somewhere. Laundering an identity for a person of higher status who often bribes, even requests to kill one's own friends and family. We handle all requests without leading to a side. Of course, we have a duty of confidentiality to uphold for our clients. We mustn't give in and maintain silence even in the face of immediate threats of death. Such are the rules and mindsets that the Shi Association's members must abide by. However, the recent behavior of the Southern Branch goes against the core values of the Shi. On top of exerting power for his private interests, his selfish actions are causing severe damage to Section 2. All of us are eagerly waiting for Dr. Eugen to overthrow this rotten system one day. The Southern Branch they want to overthrow, huh? Tenma's page. From the receipt of the request to preparation for execution, every step of an assassination is carried out covertly. Discreet killing is the Shi Association's specialty. An all-out war is in open fields where numerous people clash at once is not a preferred form of battle, though it's one of the areas where the Liu Association excels. We truly shine when we operate in small numbers. We pursue extreme efficiency in order to kill our target within the limited window of opportunity. Also required is the ability to make quick assessments of the situation in order to swiftly strike the target's vital point with minimal movement. The demand for assassination requests is pretty high these days, as the most surefire way to eliminate people armed with high-quality workshop equipment on top of body augments is sneaking up on them for a fatal blow when they least suspect it. Still, the streets aren't being filled with corpses of assassinated targets because there are fixers whose job is to kill those who are hired for assassination. Fixers are continuing their fierce strife no matter the place. Valentin's page. Thelma, head of the Southern Branch, has been overworking Section 2 to a nonsensical degree lately. The requests he's giving us are burdensome to take once per week, and he's constantly cramming them down our throats, sapping the strength and will out of our section. It's unclear if we can successfully handle this mission to the library, but it's painstakingly obvious that he'll give us another request to take care of immediately afterwards, even if we could. Most of our surviving crew are losing what little motivation they had left. As for why he insists on using Section 2 when the other sections are available, he's probably trying to get rid of Dr. Eugen because he suspects that our director knows something about the blue reverberation. It's unacceptable that someone could use a branch leader of an association to make a toy of the entire association, color or not. Especially if the goal is to remove our Director Eugen. I'm not sure what plan Director Eugen has to overcome this, but I suppose that can wait until we finished our mission. Eugen's page. Argalia, alias the Blue Reverberation, the person who is known to furtively cause incidents. Recently, he is suspected of recruiting individuals wielding powers that are possibly related to the distortion phenomenon in an attempt to form an organization, as well as prying into his plots. I intend to hamper his efforts myself before collecting data and presenting evidence of his irregular activity to the head. As the Blue Reverberation's plot was already in motion, I needed to act quick and do the least I could to stop him. However, Shi Association was too fatigued from the barrage of requests, so I asked Full Stop Office to deal with the Church of Gears, whose leaders seem to harness a power that resembles the distortion. Oh, she did? But I haven't heard from them since. Perhaps they were eliminated in their mission at the hands of the church, or the blue reverberation expected the fixer's arrival and toyed with them. Then I will definitely have to get to the library and read their books. There was evident rationale to read the books of the musicians of Bremen as well, for they could contain the slightest hint on the blue reverberation's plots. He might have told them. Even I do not know the man in detail, admittedly. However, because I am certain that the blue reverberation is conspiring something that violates or will violate the rules stipulated by the head, I must gather crucial evidence and report it. I know how corrupt this association is. I am woefully aware of Thelma's cunning and unhinged purpose behind saddling Section 2 with one request after another and wearing us down. I am but waiting for the right time. Waiting and enduring until I seize the chance to bring the Shi back to glory. I firmly believe that everything will take a turn for the better once I take care of this work. I pledge to change the system with my own hands, no matter what. Man, I feel bad for booking Eugen. They were doing their best to go against Argalia and everything, and then we just fucking just book them. RIP. Also, they're overworked as fuck, which honestly valid, and that sucks, so RIP. Alright, what is chat murmuring about? Bestie, you're addicted. Of course I'm not close. What the hell? I haven't touched Lobo Corp in like a week. I have only just started the second game, and I still have so many games to play. Yo, that's a mood. I still have PTSD with the lumberjack. I'll move on to new games once I'm done with all the Toho games. Oh, good luck with that. Also, thank you for everyone who's using little emotes, like little heart things. It's cute. It's gonna take a while. I'm still on Toho 7 PCB. Toho is like, dude, I can barely do Undertale. I don't think I could survive a Toho game. Imagine if we fought Eugen when she was arrested and not hopped on a gazillion energy drinks in an attempt to deal with overtime work. Yo, that health on her is insane though. That would literally be impossible. Yeah, or at least at that point. Actually, maybe it's not impossible. It would suck though, especially with the boundary of death. Ugh. Alright, let's read about puppets. A puppet, page 1. Life in the nest isn't anything special, honestly. It's the same world over. Oh, it's the same the whole world over. You get pecked by your boss and go through mountains of workload. You find yourself working overtime pretty much every day. Payday isn't all that exciting either, when you realize that you barely get any money for yourself after paying for maintenance, credit cards, insurance, living expenses, and all that. Most of your income's gone in a flash. And then back to work. I have my ways of enjoying the little things in life, though. When I come back home from work, I crack open a cold one and watch the back streets through the window as night falls. When I'm lucky, I can see people chasing each other or getting into a tussle. And I think, oh, I sure hope that person manages to get away. I'm just being a hypocrite, of course. We're all simply watching it for fun, don't you agree? It's like a TV show. Viewers aren't genuinely concerned for the people on the rectangular screen. All they care about is guessing who will win. So many unrealistic and varied situations take place in the streets. It actually feels as if I'm watching television. Don't call me out for being inhumane. Who knows? Maybe someone is watching me work myself to the bones from a high-rise, holding a glass of wine in their hand. A puppet, page 2. Money rules this city. Every denizen of the city is obsessed with money to the point of popularizing the belief that money can be thrown almost any problem. While the earnings of an average nest resident are significantly higher than those of a person inhabiting the back streets, there's also a notable wage gap among the nest inhabitants. One thing to keep in mind is that your position in your job doesn't always guarantee a high income. No matter how high your rank is in a small enterprise, you might not earn much more than a fixer in the Section 6 of an association. Even if your financial gain is on the higher side, you most likely won't earn enough to waste extravagantly, meaning you won't get to take first-class seats on warp trains all the time, or load the table with a sumptuous feast. However, it would be enough money to secure a stable life in the nest. People who earn 4 million on or more a month can be considered the upper middle class. That's where the quality of life sees a visible increase. You no longer have to worry about being evicted from the nest for being unable to keep Whoa, hold on. You no longer have to worry about being evicted from the nest for being unable to pay taxes, and you can even hire fixers to keep you safe. You can save up in case of emergencies, or send your children to better schools. A life lived in safe haven, free of illness and starvation. Well, that's the life of an upper middle class they all talk about. What is there to be considered special? We just earn a bit more than others, and live in a bit more comfort than others. I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of what they say here is basically like IRL, but like a little bit more exaggerated. But that's basically how people like live their lives these days, you know? Like upper middle class is just you live a little bit more comfortably than people who are like lower middle class, in my opinion. But then again, I grew up poor, so also 4 million on or more per month. How much is that? How much is that? Well, I did a conversion. I'm really curious about that. Alright, what's happening? Just roll higher than a 50. Probability of death isn't that bad. Yeah, let me just get a car that can roll higher up to 50 at fucking, what is it? Urban Nightmare. Every time you say back streets, I just keep thinking of Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I can feel it. I feel it. Whenever my brain just zones out, that's basically what it comes to. Wanna know about rich people? Go read Distortion Detective. Okay, I'll have to do that after I beat this. If on is equal to 1, then that's about 30k? Oh wait, $3,000-ish? That's it? Cause like you'd think it would be like inflation. I don't know. I just imagine like there's just like more inflation. Like I thought it would be like for being considered upper middle class, it had to be like $10,000 a month or something. Life is easy, just roll higher. Yeah, just roll in life, you know? No biggie there. Oh, I'm so curious about Emma and Noah. I can't wait to read these. Alright, the 8 o'clock circus. Noah's page. Alright, my nose is leaking. Why the hell are you leaking? Ugh. J-Corp owns the nest of gambling. Every person here devotes their life to those insane games of chance. Emma and I check the security cameras placed in affiliated facilities and spot anyone who cheats. We get hundreds of calls each day. Please check if the person in a dark red coat at N9281-R231 used the sleight of hand to switch cards. I think my table is rigged at Q-198-OF1929. I think they're using marbles that weigh 0.1 grams more than roulettes at K-1928-RO29, etc. A variety of creative and absurd calls flood the lines all the time. What's so difficult about watching the security feed all day, you ask? Sure, you could think that if you're unfamiliar with how things work here. But imagine having to check the feeds for tens and even hundreds of rooms that have 10 cams each. The workload is spread over multiple people, of course, but each of us still has dozens of screens to stare at. It makes my eyes spin like a top. Besides, some people are sneaky enough to pull trickery off camera, and some incidents might occur during maintenance hours. This job is such a busy one. 2 eyes just aren't enough. When you're checking one case, another call comes in. When you're done checking that, more calls wait for you. The shortage of manpower is driving me crazy, I swear. So for him, he complains about not having enough eyes, so that's why he gets 2 eyes. But what about Emma? His height got taken out. Emma's page. Each nest has its singularity. For example, W Corp has warp, a fast and reliable means of transportation that's guaranteed to deliver you to your destination on time. F Corp has ferries. F Corp has ferries? Which can unlock anything that's considered locked, physically or conceptually. Huh? G Corp has spheres that can control gravity. Huh? Oh, okay. And so on. J Corp's singularity is pretty much the opposite of F Corp's. It's a singularity. It's a technology that can lock and seal something that's open or exposed on a conceptual level. Of course, the range or size of things that can be locked will depend on how much you pay. Cheap ones are mostly used for locking small boxes and other personal objects, while expensive ones can seal an area of space so nothing can come inside, or even lock a person's body to prevent it from being dissected. The technology has a pretty wide range of applications. They can lock basically anything that's open in one sense or another. Could it be that the singularity was created because our nest, where J Corp is located, is a nest of gambling that holds a smart few secrets that shouldn't be leaked? Beats me. Not like anything good will come out of knowing the real reason anyway. Huh. My brain hurts thinking about how their singularities work. They're always so like weird and like philosophical in a way. Oh, my head hurts. Just get born rich like Honlu? Man, I wish. Pretty sure F Corp fairies are the same thing as Bina's fairies. Bina has fairies? Oh, sweepers! Let's read about the sweepers. A sweeper's page. If the nights in the back streets were to be gone, the back streets will fall into even worse chaos than before. In other words, the night in the back streets is the rain that keeps this place in check. Because the night exists, people here show the least amount of human decency. Here's an example. You come home at the end of a hellish day, dragging your weary body to the sofa. You hope to get a small break lying on the couch and watching cheap entertainment shows. But guess what happens? Some crazy jerk upstairs turn up their speakerphone's volume to the max and makes obnoxious noises that make your ceiling shake. Too bad, there goes your peaceful respite. You can't stand the noise that's getting to your head, so you decide to ask your neighbor to please be considerate and lower the volume. You want to talk this over without a fight, so you battle the furious urge a million times before you go upstairs. But then our unfriendly neighbor gives you a baffling reply when you confront them. I do some free time for myself too. I have gripes with my neighbors that I just live with, so you should do the same. Why make a huge fuss about the noise when it isn't even too loud, blah blah. Talking out of their ass. What can you do though? Barely keeping your boiling anger inside, you go back down to your house, covering your ears with a pillow and yelling curse words as you try to sleep. Even if you told your landlord about it, they shrug off your complaint and smile like a saint, so there's no use speaking up about it. That's when the night of the back streets comes into play. First off, you block the entrance to that shithead's house before they return. Anything works. You can weld the door, use wooden planks, padlock the door, or whatever. Ensure that they can't enter their own house by any means, and go back to your home. Sometime later, they'll come back to find that the door to their house has been sealed shut. They'll struggle with the door before giving up, and they'll make a serious face as though they're trying to think of who could have done this ridiculous prank to them. Once they realize that it couldn't possibly have been anyone else's doing but yours, it'll be too late, because you'll be behind them, bashing their head in with a brick or some heavy object. Killing them right now would obviously break the rules, so you drag them to your house and enjoy a quiet rest. When the clock hits 3 a.m., you drag the little shit outside and throw it in the middle of a relatively large street. You return to your home before it's too late and watch the scene from the window. The time is 3:13 a.m. Sweepers crawl out of the dark and sweep the streets clean, collecting all the trash, including that noise pollutant. Man, that's one way to deal with your problems. Alright, let's go Anton's page. Anton's page. Our body is composed of liquid. Liquid is the substance that fuels our body. While humans maintain their form with a shell they call flesh and skin, we maintain our form with the suit we wear. If this liquid runs out, we will stop dead in place. Therefore, the liquid must always be filled. which is the reason we dine. This liquid is what constitutes and moves our body, but we also use the liquid to sweep the streets and dine. The method is simple. When we embed a hook connected to the fuel tank on our back into a human, they melt like a liquid. Then we consume that liquid to refill. Without the shell, we would deform and spill on the ground like them. The liquid is patented with the approval of the head. You must change your body to become like us if you wish to join our family. Do not worry about side effects. Mother will give you all the assistance you need. We all could safely become a family, thanks to her. Oh, ew! So you do just turn into, like, goop. Ugh. Lila's page. That is correct. We are conscious of the attention of people during the daytime. We practice caution. It would be a public nuisance to show up in broad daylight and cause a ruckus, and we have a set of rules that we must abide to. Of course, if the head demands our service, we must assemble, day or night. Oh, and I believe there's a small misunderstanding between us. It is not by the will of us sweepers that the night of the back streets has become a time when no deed is forbidden. Does it appear to you that every denizen of the back streets disapproves of the rules? Anyone is allowed to commit terrible acts at night, and there is nowhere to complain if you are victimized. While this means terrible things can happen to you at night, it also means that you are free to be the perpetrator of such a deed yourself. In fact, we do not see much free benefit from the freedom of the nighttime, other than being allowed to dine all we want. Valerie's page. The back streets are our main stage of activity at night. When night falls, our world unfolds. At regular intervals, we start marching from the perimeter of a nest and sweep everything as we move forward. Even if someone stands in our way and attacks us, even if a powerful fixer kills a sweeper next to us who was our family, we pay no heed and continue onward. Like a wave of water, we sweep everything in our way, except for those who are strong enough to resist it. From an edge of a nest to the opposite end, we march without break for 80 minutes until the night in the back streets ends. Fascinating. Alright, what's happening in here? Funny pale damage. I mean, I guess that the warp train takes you to your destination on time. Yeah, like in the real world. Not when you're in your little singularity stasis bubble. That sounds like pain, though. Oh my god, the index proselytes. I want to learn more about the index. Let's read about the index. Yippee! Alright. No two prescripts are the same in any way, as well as their contents being completely different from each other. You can't expect when and where you'll receive one. It could be placed between the patties of the hamburger you're holding. It could be in your mailbox. It could be handed to you by a passerby. However, if you question who delivers those prescripts or where they come from, and put your curiosity into action, the proxies will come for you, so beware. Here's a few examples of the prescripts. To Remy. Deliver a bacon pizza to Danny's doorstep on 8th Street before 10 a.m. sharp on September 14th. To Jameen. Do not utter a single word for 5 days. To Sahi. If the first person you meet outside today answers your greetings by lifting their right hand, take their heart out. If the person ignores your greetings, remove your own heart from your body. This is only scratching the surface of the shambolic orders written on the prescripts. The contents of a prescript range from ordinary tasks to things that cannot be carried out in relatively normal, in terms of morality, means. The errant variety and creativity of the prescripts will make you wonder just what goes on in the head of the person responsible for writing them. Take a moment to think about how you would feel if you received a prescript that says, chop off your right ankle and eat it medium rare. P.S. You don't have to eat the bones. You'd think this is an absurd instruction and no sane person could follow, but those who belong to the index will feel glad that it doesn't require chopping off both feet or eating the bones. Yeah, that's kind of... But hey, at least you get to experience ethical cannibalism that way because it's your own foot, you know? What heartless prescripts? I mean, I like the one that says, do not utter a single word for 5 days. That seems simple. Much better than taking out your own heart. Warp Cleanup Crew. Yippee! A Warp Cleanup Agent's page. They ain't gonna raise the ticket prices or run fewer trains like last time, are they? What do you mean, Cap? Lobotomy Corp, the company that was supplying our energy needs, went down recently. That's a good point. It's harder to operate the trains with less energy. What do you mean by last time, though? Oh, you're too new to know? Back in the day, L Corp's nest was occupied by another energy company. So that company puttered out and put our corporation into the same sort of energy shortage we're dealing with now? Not quite. It did go bust eventually, but it's more that the company was stingy about sharing its energy. Awfully strict too. I heard it had a bad reputation among its partner companies, because they're still tight-arsed about energy supply. We had to reduce the number of trains running at the time for a while. I had no idea. Don't count on me though. I also picked the story up from my superior. That's enough chittering. Let's get back to work. Alright, let's go read Lesty's page. To restore the train, the passengers have to be in their seats. You have to be seated so the scanning program can detect your genomic data and put you back on the right seat. Oh, and the scanner has trouble reading things that are moving too much, so you should be nice and stay still in your seat. So the warp cleanup crew, like us, tidy up the carriages and put the passengers in their seat according to their genomic data. And with the press of a button, ta-da! Everything goes back to normal as if nothing happened. I learned this after I joined the Corp, but isn't that so cool? That's what we agents do. But sometimes, the cleanup crew isn't enough for the job. What's so scary about dealing with humans, you ask? I heard this story from my seniors. One time, a color hid their identity and snuck onto the train. What a shocker that must have been. It's our rule to stop powerful people like colors or key members of associations from boarding our warp trains, or to guide them to take first-class seats if they must board the train, for a safe and smooth restoration process. We want them to sleep without a care instead of joining in the chaos of the other carriages. That color fixer was super tricky to deal with, they told me. Most passengers started training under the color's guidance in order to attain some kind of enlightenment. All but a few of our agents were pulverized by those people before they could even see a glimpse of the color. Oh, wow. But we aren't totally powerless against those situations. We would have gotten into so many problems otherwise, yeah? In case things get too difficult for our agents to handle, we call R-Corp, a wing we're partnered with. I saw footage about R-Corp in our training course. They were so cool. That was my first time seeing the mercenaries in action. They'd keep pressing on to wipe their targets no matter how harsh their resistance was. I was like, whoa, they really are something else. The fourth pack, was it called the Rabbit Team? Yeah, I think it was. I gotta wonder though, why rabbits of all animals? Isn't that an herbivore? That's really what I'm asking. Why do they call grazing the grass when they're just fucking mowing down enemies? Huh? Does not make sense to me. Sense page. You thought opening gates to different dimensions was our singularity? That's actually a former singularity a fallen wing used to own. It wasn't a very well-known wing, so you probably won't recognize it even if I told you its name. Point is, that wing discovered a way to open gates between dimensions, the ability to create rifts in space. The wing sadly never knew how to utilize that stunning technology they'd found. The nest ended up falling before it could find a proper use for the singularity, and the company, now known as W Corp, spent a huge money to purchase it. At first, people at this corp also struggled to think of a way to make good use of this tech. Even if it could make a big rip in space, entering it was a whole different matter. You don't know what's in there or if you can even come back. They had no idea. But soon enough, W Corp found a way to put this dimensional gate to use, which involves T Corp's technology. With a device made by T Corp that collects time installed on the train, not a single second really passes in the carriages, even if the train travels for thousands of years. It's the temporal preservation or whatever. That's what they apparently use, but it's too complicated for me. Anyway, whatever happens to the train, we revert it using our singularity of restoration, and T Corp takes the time we collect for their own singularity. We're good business partners. And this tech isn't just used for long-distance travel. It's applied to the weapons we use too. Equipment used by agents of W Corp is specialized in tearing and cutting things apart. We can precisely cleave lumps into individual pieces with the help of the space-ripping technology. Explains why all their weapons are cool. Rosa's page. Many people are under the impression that W Corp's singularity is quick transportation via teleportation. That's how our technology is advertised to the public anyway. They aren't strictly wrong, we're just hiding the bigger picture from them. W Corp singularity is the restoration of a previous status. To put it in layman's terms, even if your body is crushed to a pulp, it can be restored to a recorded state as long as the pieces remain. First off, we scan the molecular structures, genomic data, and other information of the passengers required for their restoration when they sit on their seats. The scanned data is stored in the transmission device inside the train, ready to be sent to the restoration machine. With that, any and all kinds of pandemonium into which the carriages may have turned can be reverted with a single button. The machine has difficulty scanning life forms that move too much, so we need to take measures to subdue it. As with all singularities, it has small side effects. Some might leave the train with slightly more weight than before, or gain a bit of height. No one has filed a complaint about it, likely because the change is so minor that they just shrug it off as a matter of feelings, like the body feeling lighter because of their excitement for going on a trip, or it feeling heavier because they ate too much prior to boarding the train. The passengers don't remember what happened inside the train, but that's not because we use amnestics. It's the restoration procedure reverting the people's memories to a previous state rather than selectively erasing them. In plain language, everything goes back to how it was when it was scanned. The passengers will continue the conversations they were having when they first boarded the train as if nothing happened. They won't notice any oddity or displacement in their dialogue. Any thoughts they had or words they were about to speak will be restored and resumed seamlessly. Man, that must be both convenient and also kind of frightening. Like, just imagine just one day you're just like talking and all of a sudden it's just like you gain a little bit of height, but then you don't remember it because it's just too gone. Oh, the more I think about Dobby Corp, the more I'm just like, oh, there's so many things that happen there. Alright. Sounds like a Korean apocalypse manhwa story. LMAO. One color trains, whole train to take out everything. They have reproduced quickly. No reproduction. No reproduction. That's cursed. I have thought about it though. Like, I was like working and I was just thinking about like, you know, the stuff that, you know, just things. And then I was thinking about like, what are like some like things that could happen if you're like on a warp train situation? Like, could you just like make like a cult or something? Or like, can you like have there been some trains that are just become like a whole different society? Like, no one goes insane for the most part, except maybe like some bad people, but like then you have just like some people that are just like completely just dictatorships or overlords. I just think about that. Oh, I meant rabbits. Oh, not even a little reproduction? No. I mean, there was a medieval one. Well, yeah, I feel like they mentioned that in the story, right? Silly. A smiling faces page. Yeah, they mentioned that in the W Corp, an entire kingdom type society as well. Oh yeah. Okay, so they did bring that up. I want to be part of that one. A smiling faces page. The rules of the back streets don't work in the nest, and the opposite's also true. You could drag a higher up working for whatchamacallit from the nest to the back streets and do what's it to them, and get away with it, as long as it was during the night in the back streets and no sneaky rats saw you doing it. But if you did the same what's it in the nest, you'd be breaking rules. The night in the back streets is only a thing in the back streets, like the name suggests. Me's page. There's this one rule that stands squarely in this nigh lawless land. Doing any kind of harm to the residential area is forbidden. No invading people's homes, no demolishing them, and all that. Not even the big and tough crooks of the fingers can touch this. I'm guessing they decided it's gotta stay the most what's-it place. If you didn't know, the city's taboos are a huge deal. It's much more serious than taboos of the nest. You break it, and your life's over right then and there. Oh, okay, so that explains why, like, because I was just like, how can people just like sit and watch things from outside, like from inside their place? Because like, why don't people just like break into their homes and just like take them, you know? But then if they have a whole rule that says don't fuck with us, like don't fuck with people's homes, like going into people's homes. Yeah, that actually makes homes kind of safe, actually. Okay, the city isn't too bad. It's like you just it's like you have all this overwhelming bad and you see like one good thing and you're like, oh, it's not the worst it could be. Oh no. What's happening, chat? Parts of their body never leave them, as seen in the Love Town pre-story. I think it's similar to how states have laws and the federal government have laws. Yeah, and like the head or the city is like the overarching one. Funny carnival sweepers, smiling faces. Wings have taboos and the head have taboos. Yeah, but you don't want to fuck with the head taboos. The next one though, like, what's the next gonna do about it? Besides hunt you down, but the head is just like, don't fuck with that. Jim's page. The back streets aren't some unlivable mess like some folk are saying, you see? Rough things do happen often around here, sure, but there's some effort at peacekeeping going on to stop a whole lot of people dying all the harking time. Every area of the streets has some kind of neighborhood watch made out of local residents voluntarily doing jobs like fixers do. What? There's volunteer neighborhood watch people? Trying to make the back streets a safer place. Unlike the so-called Public Safety Association that starts with a Z, whatever that stuffy word is called, the neighborhood watch ain't chained to any official authority, nor do they ask for huge fees. Each area's got different styles of neighbors, so not everyone in every corner of the town likes them. Most folks do appreciate that they're key safe though. Oh, this, we're talking with like British water. No AI intelligence. The wings will send hitman off after you. I would rather have a wing send a hitman after me than a fucking claw. Yeah, no AI that looks like humans. Wang's page. They call the back streets unsafe because there's this one time of the day when darkness comes out and your friendly neighborhood watch can't do jacks about it. The night in the back streets, when the city shuts its eyes. Breaking any rules are forgiven during that time. It means to protect yourself from harm, like recording videos or hiring peacekeepers. All rendered useless. And those rusty old fellas sweep every corner of the streets, so no evidence is left behind. No corpses, no weapons, no nothing. Not only do all the security measures stop, peeking at folk as a whole is banned during these hours. Peeking at folk? Well, stumbling on the scene of the crime ain't banned. What it really means is, you ain't supposed to record videos of the scene or spy it with security cams. No one should be strolling the streets that late in the first place, though. Because of that, they don't ask a darn thing about crimes happening during that time unless an eyewitness shows up. They just can't, if I'm being blunt. The public institutions, you know, the deal, those shucks at the head, fixer associations, vigilance peeps and the like. If one of those officials try to take a dig at something that happened during the night in the back streets, some scary fellows called the Claws go after him. I hear the night in the back streets is considered a what's-it time for doing whatchamacallits permitted by the head. I've got no dang clue why they set a time like this when every soul ear is already frightened to the bone. No matter what folks say, the night in the back streets starts at 3:13 and ends at 4:34. Never too early or too late by a second, every time. Oh my god, I just realized when I said I did not like Stars of the City, it was actually my favorite. I was thinking of Urban Nightmare. Oh, you didn't like Urban Nightmare? You mean you don't like crying children? Unstable page of the crying children. Sorry, I get how you feel, but I'll need more time to think about this. Dots. Are you feeling down? No, I'm fine. I get it. This was rather sudden, and you'll need some time to collect your thoughts. Thanks for understanding. You know, you're a very caring person. I guess Gramps picked the right rookie to hire. Is that so? Thank you. I couldn't say anything beyond that. I tried to think positively about it. convincing myself that I wouldn't want to see Sonbei feel troubled because of me in the future. Clinging on to it further would only make me seem pathetic. Although Sonbei didn't decline my confession outright, it felt safer to think of it as a refusal so I wouldn't get my head in the clouds and make another attempt at it. I shouldn't have held any expectations in the first place. I thought I'd feel like a load had been taken off my chest after I'd confessed my pent-up feelings to her, but I couldn't even bring myself to look Sonbei in the eyes. I didn't see it. I found myself looking for excuses. It's not because I'm a coward. It's not because I was afraid that I might be faced with darkness I can't possibly handle if I lift my head. No. I just looked at the shade so I could see a brighter light. That's all. That thought made me feel a bit easier. I don't know what expression Sonbei wore at that time. Was she grinning at my nonsense? Or was she upset? All I could think is that she was probably giving me a look of disgust. You gave a fine speech, but I must wonder if you're truly upset for the sake of Salvador and your other late colleagues. I'll go prepare myself. I closed the door on my way out. Was it because I didn't want to hear any more of it? That I lacked the energy to refute him? I had no time to reflect on the reason I left my seat. The one thing I couldn't stand was him putting the blame on me for leaving my master and Sonbei behind in that place they call a library when I escaped so I could bring others to save them. A wise person once said that you must close your ears when someone utters useless words or speaks with harmful intention. Is the uselessness of a talk determined solely by one's own standards? Maybe Oscar was right. But are his words useless or wrong because they distressed me? Maybe I just didn't want to accept it. Consoling myself that I need some time to focus only on the grief of losing my master and Sonbei, I covered my ears. You're pausing it at just the right moment like it's a rerun you've watched over and over. There's gotta be a reason. Shut up. Shut the hell up! Sometimes the human brain has difficulty telling reality from illusion. Watching a horror film incites fear even though you know it's fiction. However, it's not always easy to discern the truth. They're standing right before my eyes, reproaching me, but I can't dismiss them as mere illusions, even though they're dead, gone. There's no way they could be real. It doesn't make sense that I know what they're about to say otherwise. It couldn't be something they've told me beforehand. When Sonbei was about to speak, I shut her up, as though I knew what was going to unfold. What can I gain from uttering what will harm me? Self-justification? Those words would have wounded me for sure, but there are also words that would protect me. Yet again, I'm running away from the truth, vilifying others. It made me feel a bit better. Pameli was right. All I had to do was make up reasons that are convenient to me. It's not my fault at all. They're the bad ones. It's derisive how shallow my admiration for my master and Sonbei was, changing my attitude toward them so easily out of selfish self-preservation. Nothing is more beautiful than knowing the truth, and therefore, nothing must be more shameful than admitting that what one believed in was a lie. I could have sworn I acknowledged my vice and embraced it. Although the process was a little unstable, I still felt ashamed for the truthless deeds I had done, and decided to cherish that negative part of myself as I am. Or so I thought. I stopped talking. I couldn't even tell what was appropriate to speak anymore. Turn a blind eye to all that tries to hurt me. Turn a deaf ear to words that will lead me down the wrong path. Turn a mute mouth to unnecessary evil. And last of all, act not. Make myself happy that way. I could no longer perceive anything. Man's been through it rough. Holy shit. Crying Children have the worst reception exclusive song. RIP. It definitely didn't catch me. It's not like I'm crying or anything. No. Go back to the Love Town music, dude. I actually put Love Town music on repeat for like almost the whole workday. I felt like I was going insane at the end of it, but hey, that was actually catchy though. Man, Philip went through it for real. R.I.P. And the fact that he confessed to Yuna, that's nutty. Unstable Crying Children ASMR, no. Alright, last 4 pages for the stream. Let's read a 7 Association Fixers page. Section 3 feels empty these days. Oh, didn't you hear the news? Many of them died in that incident with the distortion last time. Even the guy we counted on resigned and ran off. Right, that happened. I guess that's why the empty seats feel even more noticeable. He seemed pretty refreshed and relaxed on his last day. I wonder why he quit though. Sure, the work here can be tough, but isn't it still easy compared to some others? Gotta agree with that. Beats having to worry about getting axed all the time. Rumor says he went on to join the musicians of Bremen. Ah, the oink guy, right? Why did he join that weird funky band? You tell me. Maybe there's something more important than making a fortune and spending the rest of his life in comfort for him. Dude got inspired by the musician, by the pianist for real, for real. Funny oink and Zwei Association being related for real. That explains why he talked about it. Alright, Dante's page. Zwei Association deals with info and investigations. We collect all kinds of information on the city. Though, why aren't we disclosing the full details about certain cases to the general public through news outlets or anything, you ask? Some things are better left unknown, for the sake of the safety of this world. A Blade Lineage Cutthroats page. Blade Lineage isn't known for coordination. It's a little more than a cohort of people who have nowhere else to go, or those who carry the intent to murder someone. Most who seek to join us sit at lowly social positions. It's not rare for such people to hold a deadly grudge against someone. You'd best behave before those who are more skilled than you. We may be a band of murderous ruffians, but we understand our place. Bamboo Hat Kim's page. We value the art of violence more than anything here. Those with an unscathed body are not permitted to join us. A swordsman who does not have a single blade scar on his skin is doubtlessly too careful when he wields his weapon, and his inane hesitation will be an obstacle. Too irresolute to endure the wounds on his own blade would leave, let alone the assault of others. A body free of scars is proof of cowardice. Alas, it would be wise not to expose your wounds outside of those on your face. Oh, I was expecting something like, I don't know, more depressing for Bamboo Hat Kim, but okay, that's fine. And everyone here just wants to murder people? I would question why Sinclair isn't here, but then we have to remember he has that murderous gaze. Okay. Is that possibly Dante from Limbus? Yeah, this is 100% Dante from Limbus Company, you guys. I mean, why else would the names be exactly the same? Project Moon can't fool us. Anyway, that is all she wrote for today, because I don't have very much of Star of the City unlocked. The most I have of Star of the City is what is it? This. I have the first tier unlocked, and I have these two to do, which I will be doing on Wednesday over on Twitch at around whenever the fuck I usually do my streams, which is like always after 6 p.m. PDT. So if you want to watch me suffer, you can be there. I will try to start streaming as early as I can, but I might have to do chores. We'll see. But yeah, I know I'm gonna have a fun time, because I know exactly what fight this one is. I don't know about this, but either way, everything hurts. So thanks for stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Featuring Dante for the Devil May Cry series. Oh my god. There's a chance since 7 takes care of secret info, it seems. Oh, but that's nah. I want the thumb drip factor. Have a good night. Wait, Orion, where are you? You want the thumb drip? Let me go change that for you. Pierre's projector. Where's the thumb? There you go. You have the drip. Next stream is gonna be good. Pog music. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for the music. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I want the Philip drip. I put the Philip drip on someone else already. Can I get it to you too? I thought if I gave it to someone, I can't give it again, right? Oh, no, never mind. All right. There you go. There you go, Pee-Pee Hermie. You get the drip too. Because apparently I'm the only person that cares about Philip. Real. I mean, okay, I don't hate Philip. I don't hate him, but I'm also kind of neutral on him, TBH. I don't know. Yeah, there can be multiple as vanity. Okay, cool. I do. I know a lot of you guys do seem to hate Philip, but so the Philip lover is very rare. Philip is a walking L. Listen, the man's already taken so many L's. You don't need to keep kicking him down, all right? Alright, well, thank you guys so much again for hanging out. I want to see if one specific person is on before I end stream officially. But I'm leaning because it's already 1 a.m. I don't think they're still up. But I just want to double check really quick. Just in case they are. No. Okay. We're good. We're good. Alright, so that is it for me today. I will see you guys all on Wednesday for more Library of Ruina. Happy Halloween to everyone who celebrates Halloween or just enjoys the vibes. Because, okay, Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, question mark. But, like, I don't do anything for it besides enjoy the spooky vibes. I just think it's cool, so you know. Give it the Finn treatment? No, Philip at least can fight back. I'll be there for Philip. I'll be his shiny son. Oh, wait, that didn't go well last time. But yeah, bye. Thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. Guess I'm dressing as an abyss mage. Wait, for real? Oh my goodness, dox yourself. No, I'm just kidding. But hope you have fun with that. Cheap candy, let's go for real. I'm waiting for the candy to go on sale. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me read. It was very fun. And now I'm all caught up a little bit more on the lore, which is Puggies. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And then otherwise, good night, sleep well, sweet dreams, and keep it vibing, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on my return YouTube stream. I hope to do a few more of these more often. Every now and then. It probably won't be like, you know, every week, but I'll try at least more than after 6 months. Because there's also gonna be a Hollow Tempest, Hollow Stars Tempest visual novel coming out. I think it's gonna come out like tomorrow or something. So I'll probably play that next week, TBH. But you didn't hear that from me. Okay. Good night, sleep well, sweet dreams, and keep it vibing. Yeah, that's it. Alright, bye guys. Have fun. Take care. Bye. Where's my ending saying? Bye.